we're watching right now the last 10 seconds of regulation as the St. Louis Steamers bombard Shep Messing, but couldn't put it in the back of the net. And the New York Arrows, as we're watching right now, come up with an overtime victory in Game 3 on Friday night at the Dome. The goal scored by Steve Jungle, the Lord of all indoors, in the final score. The Arrows 9 and the St. Louis Steamers 8, giving the New York Arrows a 2-games-to-1 lead in the best-of-5 championship series. It's Sunday night now. Steve Petcher capitalizing inside the box, putting the St. Louis Steamers on top in the first quarter of play. And the Steamers were never headed after that as we watched Tony Glavin come in to score. The Steamers had a 2-0 lead at halftime, made it 5-0 early in the third quarter. We see Ty Keogh at the top of the box, put one by Zoli, the goalie. That made it 3-0. And shortly, we'll see Carl Rose score his 2 goals for the Steamers. The first one on a header off a rebound, and the second one a deflection in front off the power play. The St. Louis Steamers celebrating. It was a 6-4 win on Sunday night for the Steam Machine, knotting things up at 2 games apiece in the best-of-5 championship series, setting the stage for tonight, the 5th and deciding game between the New York Arrows and the St. Louis Steamers for the Major Indoor Soccer League Championship. Live from the Nassau County Coliseum on the island in Uniondale, New York, it's the 5th and deciding game of the Major Indoor Soccer League Championship Series between the St. Louis Steamers and the New York Arrows. It's been 14 long years since St. Louis has had a champion that it could call its own. Tonight, the St. Louis Steamers are out to turn that all around. Hi, everybody. I'm Joel Meyers alongside Bill McDermott. In Game 1 here at the Nassau County Coliseum, it was Tony Glavin's goal, an overtime victory for our St. Louis Steamers. On Sunday night here at the Coliseum, it was the New York Arrows by a score of 5-3. Last Friday night at the Checkerdome, the Arrows won in overtime 9-8. And in Game 4, it was all St. Louis as the Steamers jumped out to a 5-0 lead and went on to win that game 6-4. And Bill, in that 4th game at the Checkerdome, that was truly the only game I thought either club dominated.
Indeed, Joel. The Steamers, it was a must-win situation for them, and they performed in that manner. And consequently, towards the end of the game, the Arrows became complacent. Complacency led to frustration, and you saw the end result. As a matter of fact, even Steve Jungle, towards the end of the game, was back retrieving the ball from his goalkeeper, so much as to say, well, give it to me back here, and I'll start it from back here. Nothing was happening, but I think primarily frustration had set into the game, and the end result was a loss.
The 2 top goalies in the Major Indoor Soccer League in the nets tonight. Slobodan Iliyevsky going for the St. Louis Steamers, and Shep Messing in the nets for the New York Arrows. Real quickly, Bill, what do the Steamers have to do to win tonight?
Simply the same thing they've been doing the last 3 games. So they've gotten better with every game. Pressure for the forwards going forward and then coming back. Back-checking, if you will. Coming back to help out the defenders. Continual pressure. Going forward, defenders coming forward, and both sets of players coming back.
All right, Bill, thank you. We'll be right back with the starting lineups and the play-by-play. This is St. Louis Steamers Indoor Soccer. Steamers have already been introduced to the crowd at the Nassau County Coliseum. We're watching right now as the New York Arrows take the floor. Coming onto the floor, that is Dragan Nikitovich for the New York Arrows. And, Bill, if positive thinking is worth any goals, the St. Louis Steamers are already on top in this game by at least 2 or 3 because those guys were in incredible spirits this afternoon at the hotel.
Joel, they were perfectly match fit for this game after a long, grueling season. And as you mentioned, the positive thinking has a great deal to do with this. They've gained confidence with each game. They've been playing well in the later stages of the season. And they have revenge, grudge match, if you will, on your mind. Due to last year's loss in the last 30 seconds. They are physically and, more importantly, mentally ready for this match.
Bill, you brought up the subject of confidence, and right now the St. Louis Steamers do have that going for them because in Sunday night's game, Game 4 of this MISL Championship Series, the Steamers jumped out to a 5-0 lead and saw the New York Arrows come a bit unglued off their game, and they were really frustrated at that juncture.
Well, you'll find out with almost any good ball control team, Joel, if they are indeed frustrated by continual pressure, the frustration builds and builds and builds till a breaking point. Their breaking point was met Sunday night. They became a totally disorganized side, and the end result was a loss.
There he is, the Lord of all indoors, Steve Jungle of the New York Arrows being introduced. Jungle during the regular season had 103 goals, and in 9 playoff games so far, the Lord of all indoors has 20 goals in 9 games, as I said. Just an unbelievable statistic.
Well, he's awesome, Joel. There's no question about that. He is clearly the most dazzling offensive weapon of this league.
Steve Jungle is the only person, the only striker that the St. Louis Steamers have to worry about one-on-one inside their own end. Now, if you talk about Gomez or Kitson, most of the Steamers' attackers can mark those men up man-on-man. But Jungle, it usually takes two.
Indeed, Joel. Last time the Steamers played here at the Nassau Coliseum, Sam Bick and Tony Bellinger did a wonderful job and pretty much marking him out of the match goal-scoring-wise. But then you can't forget the fact that he led the league with 60 assists as well. So he's dangerous in that category also.
That's the voice of Bill McDermott. I'm Joel Myers. We're live from the Nassau County Coliseum in Uniondale, New York. And we pause now for our national anthem. A stirring rendition of our national anthem at the Nassau County Coliseum. I think that is Manny Tuasisopo's cousin. National anthem.
His name is Joe Williams. Nonetheless, Joel.
No relation to the other Joe Williams.
He can't even begin to match the sterling performances, I believe 6 of them at the Checkerdome, from 13-year-old Michael Beatty from Glen Carbon, Illinois. I mean,
he can belt it.
Oh, he's due at the Schubert. He's due at the Schubert. Joe, I think we should mention before the start of tonight's game that I think some of our viewers noticed our last 2 telecasts from New York, the slippery conditions on the field. Well, even at this late stage of the season, hockey being well over here at the Nassau Coliseum, the conditions stay the same and even worsen. And from the Steamers front office, Ben Kerner and Jack Ariani went down on the field to check it out. It's very dangerous, as we see Jeff Mantell on the left, who'll be in the box, and Gino DiPolito, who'll be refereeing tonight's game. First of all, it's very dangerous. Second of all, it's inexcusable.
You were talking about those conditions, Bill. They're basically awful. There's Slobo Ilievsky, the top goalkeeper in the major indoor soccer league, starting in the nets for the St. Louis Steamers, the Western Division champions. And at the other end, it will be Shep Messing. Messing starting for the New York Arrows, the 3-time defending champions. It's the main event. In one corner, the Steam Machine. The other corner, the defending champion New York Arrows. It's 60 minutes of indoor soccer, and we're glad to have you with us on KDNL-TV Channel 30, your St. Louis Steamers playoff station.
So we just saw Shep Messing. The Arrows have him to thank as being the key player, primarily in the last 30 seconds of Friday night's contest. It was simply magnificent as he made save after save.
He was amazing in the last 15 seconds, as you said, Bill. Starting on the floor for the St. Louis Steamers, it's Steve Petcher and Tony Bellinger on the back line. Ty Keogh has the ball. He's a midfielder. It's a through ball for the forward Don Ebert along with Greg Villa. In the goal mount, Shep Messing scoops and distributes.
Ty Keogh's last game, hopefully not forever, Joel, in a St. Louis Steamers uniform.
Ron St. Lot has Jungle in front. He wanted to roll it through. Tony Bellinger was there, and it's back to Omar Gomez. Setting it up for Juan Carlos Mejia. Long shot. Oh, Jungle had an opportunity right away and put it over the glass. It's a free kick for Slobo and the St. Louis Steamers. Slobo gave up the rebound, and Jungle once again right on the doorstep.
Exactly. That's where he'll be, Joe. They just see a shot from Mejia. I think that shot surprised Slobo, and to go along with it, he was partially screened at the near post. And who was there at the little box? Jungle. There you see Petcher alertly reacting to the situation, marking up quickly on Jungle.
And how often do you see Steve Jungle miss an open net? Not too often. Turning it around for the New York Arrows, Renato Gila. Over to Omar Gomez. He falls. We talked about that wet turf. It is just awful down there. They had a vacuum out earlier trying to help the conditions, but they didn't do much good. And it's going to be slippery. You're going to see players fall all night long. Bill, you brought up the New York Islanders. Well, Don Ebert is going off. He had that hurt elbow. We don't know the extent of this injury, but he's holding on, and he's favoring that left elbow that he injured over the weekend in St. Louis. I was talking about the conditions as Don Ebert walks off. The Islanders have not played here for about 2 or 3 weeks. No more hockey here for the next 6 months, and they still have the ice underneath this carpet.
Well, they haven't had a chance to get to it yet. Let's watch that play again. You'll see Don, as he makes a cut here, he slips also, Joel, on the turf. There you see it. Oh, and he goes into Renato Gila's outstretched knee.
So it was the right side and not that left elbow that he had injured earlier in the campaign. Wide on the shot by Omar Gomez. Boy, they're slipping and sliding down there already. We hate to belabor the point, but it's just an awful situation. Jungle in front. Gomez falls on the wet turf. Greg Villa has it with Tony Glavin, but Jungle gets back to help out. Renato Gila goes forward with Ron St. Lot. Tony Bellinger comes back to make the steal over to Slobo Ilievsky. 13-15 left in the opening frame. No score. It's over the glass and a free kick for the New York Arrows.
Good attempt by Slobo to find Glavin quickly. Found him on the right wing as quickly as possible. Tony only had one man back. There you see Coach Yaltros exhorting his players on.
And the rocket red and black ball of the Major Indoor Soccer League is Gino DiPolito, the official on the floor. Waits for new and fresh lines to come back out. And Gene Strenisser takes over for the New York Arrows. Strenisser, the only player to go all 44 for the New York Arrows this year. Saves. Slobo. Goal, Jungle. The opportunist Jungle in the box. Put in another rebound.
Exactly, John. If there was any player in our roster who's going to score a goal of that nature, well, you know who it's going to be. Number 7, Steve Jungle. He records his 21st goal of the playoffs, to go along with 8 assists, 29 points. Here it is again. There you see Paul Kitson, the former Chicago Horizon player, on the right wing, takes a shot, and Slobo, customarily not giving up rebounds, did on that occasion. Sam Bick came to mark up on Jungle, but it was too late. Steve got to his toe just before Sam Bick. Here it is again. Jungle with his outstretched toe hit that ball first time. It's deflected off Slobo, it's 1-0.
The goal by Steve Jungle at the 152 mark of the opening quarter, and the assist going to Paul Kitson. Stremlau on the left touchline into the attacking third to Sam Bick for the Steamers. Tony Glavin in the corner against Gene Strenisser. Strenisser with a high heel, a free kick for the Steamers. As I said, Strenisser played all 44 for the Arrows, and even more important for the New York Arrows as Glavin takes that shot. Strenisser did not have one penalty all year. Here's Jungle again, scoring on the rebound off the shot by Paul Kitson.
That's a story. Running back to help on defense. Good ground level shot. A lot of power in that ball from Kitson. I think it slipped on that turf as Slobo went down to make the save.
Carl Rose with the left foot. It's over the glass, and it's a free kick for the New York Arrows.
Joe, lest we forget a note to Bob Fry, from Bob Fry to Bill McCullough, turn on the recorder.
That's right. He wants his video cassette deck on so he can watch it over when he gets home. Other wishes going out tonight from Jeff Steffens, the dentist from St. Louis, who is up here enjoying the game. Also, Sue Quanti and Debbie Jones would like to say hello to their kids back in St. Louis. And the Cacciatore family is up here. Jeff's family is here and would like to say hello to Justin and Mike.
And countless members, just about everybody from the Steamers Screamers Booster Club is here. They came up on a charter flight. They'll be leaving after the game, so they continue to show their tremendous loyalty.
Carl Rose slips on the attempted shot. Easy save for Messing, and Kitson's up against Stremlau. Slobo out. He'll beat Kitson to it. On the board, Sousa has an open net. In front, saves Sam Bick.
Sam Bick doing the right thing and doing it immediately. Saw Slobo come off his line, came back to mark up on his own line for the keeper who went out.
Steve Jungle fell down, got a break as Sam Bick went by him. Gino DiPolito calls a hold on the Steamers and Sam Bick, and it's a dangerous free kick in the attacking third of the St. Louis Steamers. 12-12 left in the first. The Steamers trail by 1. Jungle shot deflected wide. Jungle again over the glass, free kick Slobo.
Well, he's certainly getting involved in this contest.
The New York Arrows on top 1-0. This is St. Louis Steamers indoor soccer.
I've got a good job.
St. Louis Steamers over on the left side. That's Tony Bellinger against Gene Strenisser. The Steamers without a scoring opportunity in the first 3 minutes. Ebert heads for Villa. Strenisser, an obstruction, but they call it against Villa, and it's a free kick for the Arrows. And Villa better watch what he says to Gino DiPolito, or he could get 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct.
You saw referee Gino DiPolito. This is his 3rd game, Joel. He's done 3 out of the 5. Bill Maxwell doing the 2 others.
Leverage saves Slobo. Off the backboards, it's a penalty against Leverage with a high foot, and it's a free kick for Petcher and the St. Louis Steamers.
We've talked about this also before, Joel. Mark Leverage with his left foot from anywhere on the court is very dangerous.
In regular season play, lifetime, the Arrows are 7-1 against the St. Louis Steamers. And in the playoffs, the Arrows enjoy an advantage of 3 games to 2. But that's all behind. It's all down to 1 game now. This is the 5th and deciding game of the Major Indoor Soccer League Championship Series. As we see Dragan Nikitovic take it away from Don Ebert into the corner. Petcher's there for St. Louis. Petch brings it up. A long through ball for Greg Villa. It bounces off the board, funny to Gene Strenisser. Dragan Nikitovic the other way. Blocked by Tony Bellinger. Simic. It's saved by Slobo. Simic in the right spot at the right time.
And the good thing about that shot, Joel, was it hit it through a maze of players and kept it low, so Slobo was unsighted until the last second.
Ty Keogh from Don Ebert makes a nice move to get around Dragon Simic. Greg Villa knocked off by Mike Rajovac, and it's going to be an obstruction call against the Arrows and Rajovac, and a free kick for the Steam Machine.
Joel, there's excellent soccer all over the world tonight. Here we have the championship of the Major Indoor Soccer League in Rotterdam, the European Cup final, Bayern Munich and Aston Villa. And tomorrow night, a cup replay, FA Cup replay between the Queen's Park Rangers and Tottenham Hotspur.
Ty Keogh in front, Ebert just wide. Villa winds up, deflected wide in front.
That was a good ball by Ty Keogh, Joe, hitting it low and hard across the face of the goal so that almost anything can happen. If it doesn't go off an offensive player, it could perhaps deflect off a defender. Good low, hard ball at the near post.
There's Tony Bellinger, one of the top defenders in the Major Indoor Soccer League, going back into a defensive position. We'll look at it one more time, the foul against Liverich. Bellinger pulls down Liverich, and the Arrows have it back. Dragan Nikitovic into the attacking zone. Off the top of the plexiglass. Catcher's there. Bounces it out. Mike Rajovac looking for room to move and finds Dragan Nikitovic. Exactly 10 minutes left in the first quarter. The Arrows countered first at a minute 52 of the first quarter. The goal by Jungle, the assist to Paul Kitson.
And as we talked about, Joel, that was Zungle's 21st of this playoff season.
Slobo takes it from Keogh and looks for Don Ebert. Eves against Rajovac. Cacciatore falls. The footing is tentative at best.
At 1-2 between Cacciatore and Rose. Jeff came forward to the open space to make himself available for the ball.
Carl Rose sends it down. Messing looks for Jungle. Rose with a shove, and it's a call against Carl Rose. A free kick for the Arrows.
There you see Jeff Mantell, the assistant in the box. He, as well as Gino, working his third game. That twosome has worked 3 games with Bill Waxwell and Anatol Popovich, the other 2.
We just looked at Shep Messing, the starting keeper for the New York Arrows tonight so far in the playoffs. Messing has a slate of 2-2.
And as we talked about, Joel, he was magnificent for the Arrows on Friday night's contest.
Made the difference in that game. It went in front for Jungle. Slobo beats him to it and looks for help up front.
And a good job of reading the ball by Slobo. That ball came off 3 boards on a very difficult angle.
It was stolen by Clavijo. He wanted to go up to Jungle. Couldn't find him. And John Stremlau comes back from Slobo. Carl Rose on the touchline. Jungle in front. Slobo down, and he pulls it away from the foot of Steve Jungle. Stremlau takes it back from Sam Bick. John in the middle. Sam gets it back to John at the top of the box. Shot wide. Cacciatore couldn't catch up. Bick, top of the glass, just over the crossbar. Stremlau over the glass, and it's a free kick for the Arrows.
Good shot by Sam Bick, as he wasted no opportunities. As you see the former Cougar from SIU, John Stremlau. Sam Bick saw that ball rebound up in. He could hit it first time. He did indeed do so, and just hit it high over the crossbar.
A new line on for the St. Louis Steamers. Tony Glavin up front along with Jeff Cacciatore. And coming back on the red line, it's Steve Petcher, Ty Keogh, and Tony Bellinger. Chilla puts it back into play to Stan Karasi. In the middle, Omar Gomez. One touches it for Karasi. He's against Ty Keogh, and Ty tackles it away.
Good job by Ty there, Joel. He first of all got his body stationed, then worried about the ball.
Petcher at the red line. Cross to Keogh. In front, Glavin. It was Omar Gomez or Juan Carlos Mejia making the play in front, and an obstruction call against Jeff Cacciatore gives the ball back to the New York Arrows. In playoffs, well, in their playoff history, the New York Arrows have only lost 4 times while winning 16.
There's that last foul as Juan Carlos Mejia, the former player from Argentina's first division, going forward. Jeff Cacciatore coming up a foul from behind.
Gomez with Karasi and Jungle. Jungle against Bellinger. Jungle bangs away, can't find the ball, and Glavin has it. Cacciatore on the short pass. Back to the pocket rocket. Slides it into Steve Petcher's distance.
Good ball by Glavin, as with one touch of the ball, Joey totally switched the flow of play.
Petcher. Glavin wanted to go with the bicycle. No handball called against Renato Chila, although he did touch it there. It's the shoulder to the fingertips. No call, and the arrows come up. Karasi to Jungle. Left foot, Jungle, blocked by Stan Karasi, and Tony Bellinger comes back. Bellinger has a 3-on-2 if he wants to take it. He's got Petcher on the right. Bellinger. Oh, a handball in front. Renato Chila, an obvious handball, and it's a 2-minute penalty for a deliberate handball.
Deliberate handball. There you see Renato Chila, one of the originals here on the New York Arrows, along with Steve Jungle and Shep Messing.
And you could see that Renato Chila slipped, like so many players so far in this game, and just tried to make up for that error. It wasn't really an error because he fell down, lost his footing. It's wet on the surface, and both teams are having their problems. So another hello going out tonight. Let's see, Bob and Tom Kuhn want to say hello to Kurt Kuhn back in St. Louis. About 200 St. Louisans here tonight, and they are making some noise as we look at Renato Chila in the box.
There you see the play developing again. Tony Bellinger doing things as he does so well, coming forward, making the attack happen. On his attempted through ball, Renato Chila handled it.
On the man advantage for the St. Louis Steamers, Keogh in the distribution spot. Left side, that's Jeff Sendobri. On the right side, Greg Villa. And down inside the box, Don Ebert and Carl Rose. Keogh blocked in front by Jungle. Villa protects and goes back to Keogh. Sendob's on the left side.
Jeff did a nice job Friday night, Joel. As a matter of fact, assisting on one of Don Ebert's goals in a power play situation.
The Steamers a bit too far out. They're going to have to get in closer to that goal. In front, goal! Carl Rose acted as a decoy. Ty Keogh put it in the middle, and Shep Messing was worried more about Carl Rose than the actual shot.
Exactly, Joe. Ty Keogh laid the ball into the space. Carl Rose, using himself as a target man, ran to the ball, and you'll see the end result here. Here's Keogh waiting, lulling the defender into complacency, sending a beautiful through ball. Carl Rose runs to it, just flicks it past Shep Messing. Wonderful stuff by the Steamers, and that's an equalizer.
If Carl even touched it, he could have dummied that ball.
He might have made a dummy run, exactly, Joe.
He did.
He simply stepped over the ball.
It's 1-1. Keogh with the goal. A long shot by Kitson as he fell down. Slobo with the easy save, and we're locked up at 1 apiece with 6 1/4 left in the first. Carl Rose looks up the floor and finds Greg Villa. Villa with room to move against Strenicer to the left foot. Knocked off the ball by Strenicer.
So we talked about this earlier in the year, what that player causing that diversionary run, what he can do deep down in the penalty box. You saw an occasion right there.
From St. Lot, Paul Kitson, wide. Chukcha picks up the loose one. Blocked by Ebert, out to Villa. Got away from Greg Villa, Gene Strenicer right there.
That was goal number 2 of the playoffs for our San Diego soccer-bound Ty Keogh.
Chukcha all alone. Kitson goal. Well, Ebert fell down, then Strimlau fell down, and it was easy cooking for the New York Arrows.
Some good work in tight by number 21, Val Tuksha, voted Defender of the Year. He made the play happen. Played it off to Kitson. There's Paul Kitson. He made no mistake, and it's 2-1 for the home side Arrows. Here's Tuksha, cutting the ball back nicely. Ebert slipping on his soft turf here. Strimlau again slipping to Kitson inside of his left. No mistake, and it's 2-1 for the home side Arrows.
Ground level.
Don Ebert falling. Strimlau coming over with an attempted sliding tackle, but he loses his footing also. Kitson slots it nicely in the back. 2-1 for the home side Arrows.
So at 9:19, Kitson gets the goal, and Val Tuksha has the assist for the New York Arrows. The Arrows back on top. The score now 2-1 in favor of New York, and the St. Louis Steamers are upset because it is particularly wet in their goal now. That is going to be a problem for both teams tonight. Steve Petcher along the touchline, stolen by Tuksha, up for Liverich. Liverich falls. This is coming now in epidemic proportions.
Well, the thing about it is, Joe, I mean, this isn't some pregame warm-up. This is the championship of the league. It's totally inexcusable.
Strenicer knocked down Glavin. It's a foul and a free kick for the St. Louis Steamers and Ty Keogh. The pocket rocket against Strenicer goes into the corner. Catcher on the touchline. Around Kitson easily. Over the glass, free kick. Shep Messing and the New York Arrows. 5 minutes, 6 seconds left in the first quarter. New York 2, St. Louis 1. This is St. Louis Steamers indoor soccer. Things weren't bad enough. The St. Louis Steamers have just been assessed a 2-minute penalty. Redmond Lane going into the box. We'll watch the penalty one more time. Well, for the first time for our viewers back in St. Louis.
That is not a penal offense. It's simply an obstruction call, obviously. It's not serious obstruction.
Obviously, as you said, it was not an offense, but at the same time, Gino wants to keep the game under control, and he wants to call them early and let the guys know he's not going to let things get out of control. It's a power play now. Karasi for Jungle. Jungle was held in the box, no call, and if you wanted to make a call, Bellinger held on to Jungle. A dangerous play call on Jungle and a free kick for the Steamers.
He came over the top of the ball, Joe, with his studs flying.
Tony Glavin has Jeff Cacciatore on the other side. In the middle of Bellinger, Cacciatore messing out. He loses the ball. No handball called.
Beautiful through ball by Glavin on the short-handed situation.
Gomez wanted dragging Nikitovic. Steve Petcher goes to Tony Glavin. It's a man a quarter. The Arrows on top by 1 and looking to add to that lead. Streniser, top of the box. Left side, Nikitovic. Back to Karasi. A minute 10 left in the penalty to Redmond Lane. Streniser winds up, top of the box. Petcher heads it out of danger. Karasi into the upper deck. Free kick for Slobo.
I think it was deflected out of bounds off Tony Bellinger, Joe, on the hard shot by Stan Karasi.
You're absolutely right. It's going to be a corner kick for the New York Arrows and Omar Gomez.
Stan Karasi, a sneaky player for this Arrow squad. Doesn't make a whole lot of commotion offensively, but really lays off some nice through balls for Gomez and Jungle.
Nikitovic wide of the left post, and Jeff Cacciatore just clears the ball down the floor, eating up time off that New York Arrows man advantage. 47-46, counted 45 left in the power play for the Arrows.
Steamers did a very nice job killing off penalties in short-handed situations, Joel. They finished 4th in the overall league. Caught short 100 times, only allowing 28 goals. Very respectable.
The Steamers rotating that diamond defense. Save Petcher. Gomez for Nikitovic. He couldn't do a thing with it. Streniser, wide open Karasi. Blocked away by Bellinger. Glavin up the floor. Glavin against Messing, and Messing will win the race. 2-on-1. What a play by Petcher.
Beautiful job of reading that by Steve Petcher. Stayed his ground, allowed the defender to come right at him. Allowed the offensive player to come right at him, which is what the offensive player is supposed to do. Petcher read it nicely.
Redmond Lane's back on as Jeff Cacciatore has it in front, winds up. Blocked by Dragan Nikitovic. Gomez comes up with Karasi.
Steamers a nice job of killing off that man advantage situation, Joe. Good defense.
Jungle against Lane. Lane takes him to the corner. The loose ball goes to Mike Radjovac. Jungle, look out, over the glass.
There he is proving to be so dangerous once again. A shot by Radjovac going absolutely nowhere. With the rebound, Jungle creating something out of nothing. There you see the Yugoslavian native.
I can't believe it. He's going off the floor. The Arrows and the Steamers met twice during the regular season. On the 12th of March in St. Louis, the Arrows prevailed by a score of 6-5, and on the 26th here on the island, it was a 4-3 victory for the Arrows. Jungle scoring with 8 seconds left in that game, and that was the game winner for New York.
The contest is the Juggernaut, Joel. March 12th, we talked about it in the open. You can never be too sure of yourself. We were up by a score of 3-0, and Jungle comes back, scores 5, and they end up being victorious.
Villa dummied it to Ebert, back to Villa, shot wide. John Stremlau comes in. He's all alone in the corner.
Good job by John of keeping that ball alive.
Greg Villa from Carl Rose. Leverage has it for the New York Arrows. Gomez on the right touchline. Stremlau marking up on Gomez, and Gomez gave a bit of a shove, and it's going to be a free kick for the Steam Machine.
Another hello, Joe, to Sid and Lynn Rodway. They're here from St. Louis to see the Steamers. They want to see them beat New York, as we all do. Lynn is Dan Musenfechter's sister.
And while we're on the subject, I'd like to send out hello wishes to Teresa and Cheryl Marlowe, watching the game tonight back in St. Louis.
Two of our most loyal supporters.
You said it. A minute 1:42 left in the first as Don Ebert goes down hard to the carpet here at the Coliseum. It's a free kick for the Arrows. That's Mike Radjevac, a late addition to the New York Arrows.
Yes, joined him about mid-season, Bill. As a matter of fact, his first match for them was the March 26th game when we played them up here.
Radjevac plays it safe and goes back to Messi. Well, he put it back from outside of the red line, and it's going to be a free kick for the St. Louis Steamers. It's a new rule this year. The goalkeeper cannot pick up the ball if it is sent back from outside the red line back into his own third.
Exactly. That's where the rule book reads.
Thank you. It's a dangerous free kick for the St. Louis Steamers, and the Arrows are on top by a score of 2-1.
This is indeed an indirect free kick. As you see Gino in motion with his hand stretched outwards. Indirect free kick.
Strem's got 5 seconds to do it. It's in front, and Messi picks it up.
Good outlet ball to Gibson.
Slobo's out to make the play. A dangerous play, but a good one for Slobo.
Came off his line alertly.
Stremlau. Rose. He couldn't get all of it. Ebert knocks down Radjevac. Didn't knock him down, but fell down trying to hold on to Radjevac. And it's going to be a free kick for the New York Arrows.
There you see Don Ebert. Formerly played college soccer at SIU Oversville.
Well, at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll find out who the MVP of the playoffs is going to be this year. Last year it was Steve Jungle for his second straight MVP honor.
He shared MVP honors of the overall league season, Joe, with Stan Terlecki of the Pittsburgh Spirit, which prompted Mr. Jungle to say, "This is a joke."
What was that other quote you mentioned about Jungle, talking about the situation on the other side of the ocean?
Exactly. He mentioned that due to the fact in Poland, Jungle was quoted as saying, "This is all because of solidarity that I have to share this award with someone."
Dave Slobo on the skipper off Radjevac's right foot.
That's a class comment, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
Terlecki's a fine ball player.
John Hayes on the floor for the first time for the Steamers. Has it from Beck. In the corner, Redmond Lane. He was run into the corner by Dragon Simic, and it's a free kick in the corner for the St. Louis Steamers.
You see John Hayes out for the first time. Steamers' #1 draft pick there this year. As a matter of fact, the #1 draft pick overall in the league.
That's Gino DiPolito. Jeff Mantell in the penalty box, the second official tonight. Through ball, Petcher in front. Oh, Lane could deflect it in. Keogh off the glass. Beck keeps it into Petcher. 10 seconds left in the first. Off the head of Redmond Lane to the foot of Mark Liverich, and one touch over to Paul Kitchen. Well, that'll do it for the first quarter of play in the deciding game of the Major Indoor Soccer League Championship Series. And our score, the New York Arrows 2, the St. Louis Steamers 1. We'll be right back. Boy, oh boy, Bellinger wanted to go back to Slobo. And Steve Jungle got between Slobo and the ball and almost knocked it home.
You know, I was mentioning about Carl, Joe. It's so good about his style of play. His composure. You have to have composure almost every, 10, 15 seconds. You have to make a defensive decision, and it's done in close, in tight, under very dramatic situations.
It's a handball against Tony Bellinger, and it's a free kick for Omar Gomez. And the New York Arrows, Gino DiPolito says, "I will have none of that lip." Looked like Gino was ready to put it back into play himself.
Showing he plays soccer as well.
Renato Chila. Omar Gomez back to Franz St. Lot.
Franz St. Lot was quoted as saying, Joel, at the end of Sunday night's game, he said, "Do these guys have to run like, will they run like this forever?"
Villa with the tackle. Villa is held up by Juan Carlos Mejia, but the call goes the other way against Greg Villa, and it's a free kick for the Arrows. 13:54 left in the second. The Arrows on top by 1. Gomez winds up. Oh, off the crossbar.
That ball did indeed hit the crossbar. Gomez spun that with the inside of his right instep from far out, and Slobo was unsighted. Dangerous shot by Gomez.
So nonchalant when he went up to take that shot at the top of the penalty arc. You didn't think he would have much pace on the ball, much mustard on that shot, but boy, what a rocket.
Exactly.
Villa couldn't control Gomez to Juan Carlos Mejia on the left touchline. Mejia off the backboards in front, cleared away by Keogh, and a free kick in the corner for the New York Arrows. Here's that last shot by Omar Gomez.
Here you see Gomez, hardly a run back at all from the ball, just one step. He spun it with the inside of his right boot The shot surprise, Slobo. Bounced off the crossbar.
A new line coming on the floor for the St. Louis Steamers. It's Glavin up front with Cacciatore, Streblau in the middle. And back on the red line, Carl Rose and Sam Bick. The Steamers tonight basically going with two lines and putting in John Hayes and John Streblau to spell some people. Gomez, left foot, just wide. St. Lot back to Mejia. Glavin beats him to it. He's held up, and we've got a penalty coming up. A penalty on Juan Carlos Mejia. It'll be a 2-minute holding call, and another 2 minutes goes to Don Popovich. It's out of our pictures. We're watching Juan Carlos Mejia, but Gino DiPolito, when he made the call, was right in front of the New York Arrows bench, and Popovich started popping off.
Exactly. And obviously, there you see Don Popovich, the former member of the St. Louis Stars in St. Louis. It's obvious, as you see Juan Carlos Mejia, the former player from Argentina's first division, go into the box. It's obvious that Gino DiPolito is going to stand no nonsense after the two fiascos at the Checkernome over the weekend.
Here we'll watch Juan Carlos Mejia hold Tony Glavin.
Now that's clearly a foul. And he was given a 2-minute penalty for Art Jungle, the captain of the team, checking with the referee Gino DiPolito.
And serving that 2-minute unsportsmanlike conduct bench penalty into the New York Arrows. It's going to be the Lord of all indoors, Steve Jungle. And I find that a bit surprising because I've seen Jungle out there killing penalties so often.
I think what they want him to do, Joel, is come out fresh as soon as they have a chance on a counter on the short-handed situation.
Well, it's a golden opportunity now for the St. Louis Steamers. It's 5-on-3. Dobry out there with Keogh, Villa, Ebert, and Rose. And the Steamers must capitalize now.
Oh, this has to be a goal.
Villa, long shot blocked by Strenicer. Strenicer hit from behind by Villa, and it's a free kick for the Arrows. Strenicer to his keeper, Shep Messi. Kitson wants it against Dobry. Kitson, look out. In the middle, Strenicer. Ebert comes back to help.
Good job by Ebert to come back and help on defense.
Carl Rose holds it up as Paul Kitson gets back.
And his first touch of the ball was the correct thing to do, was shield the ball from his opponent.
And when you're up 5-on-3, just maintain possession so you can set things up. Keogh in the middle, over to Ebert. Ebert has Rose on the other side, blocked by Strenicer. Keogh into the corner, Rose. In front, Dobry. He's got Eves, winds up, save Messi. Villa gets it from Sheila. Ebert shot, goal, Don Ebert ties it up. What a pass. Greg Villa on the right side found Don Ebert all alone on the left side, and he put it in the far corner.
Exactly. It's just a matter of time as you see the St. Louis Steamers Framers Booster Club. It's just a matter of time when you have a two-man advantage. Here is Villa taking his time. A good through ball to Ebert, who is, of course, unmarked in a short-handed situation. He makes no mistake. The keeper has no chance in a play of this nature. Ebert sliding it nicely in the side netting with the inside of his right foot, and that's an equalizer.
12-12 left in the first half. It's 2-2, and the St. Louis Steamers are still on the power play. 57 seconds left in the penalty to Juan Carlos Mejia when he held up Tony Glavin. So it's 5-on-4 now for the St. Louis Steamers. Steve Jungle is in the penalty box. Jungle stays in the penalty box on that penalty to Don Popovich. And coming out is Juan Carlos Mejia. Well, they've got Mejia's number still up there, but Jungle is the one in the box. Tuchel to Strenicer. Strenicer through the legs of Greg Villa, and Villa goes off for tripping. Well, we didn't see many cards in St. Louis, and now we're seeing an abundance of cards.
Indeed we are. There you see Greg Villa. Huge, awesome specimen of the St. Louis Steamers. Another former member of the Cougars for SIU, Greg Zingati, and Dutch him. Well, let's see if he did or didn't.
Greg Villa, 2 minutes for tripping.
Oh, I think he touched him.
3 minutes, 1 second.
Got a good part of Gene Strenicer. Strenicer with a bit of drama rolling right over Greg Villa. Well, it wasn't much. It really wasn't that much.
He did trip him, and some good cinema by Strenicer, which is what you have to do when you're down by 2 men.
Well, for a second, I thought that was Val Tuchel, the Olympic diving champion. Strenicer has it. It's 4-on-4, and in 35 seconds, the Arrows will have the man advantage. Tuchel finds Strenicer. Kitson's in front. Shot. And it was deflected out in front by Redmond Lane and Tony Bellinger.
Good work by Tuchel to keep that ball alive.
Tarasi Blocked by Redmond Lane. Cacciatore's there, and so is Steve Petcher. It's up for Redmond Lane from Steve Petcher. Gets it. On the reverse for the New York Arrows and the loose ball. Karasi. And now it's a power play for the next minute and 15 for the Arrows as Jungle comes back on. Jungle in the corner from Tuxa. Karasi all alone. In the corner, Kitson. He wanted Jungle's head, but it was just over Jungle's head by about 2 feet.
That's a pre-designed play, Joe. The Arrows using a triangle formation. Karasi at the left point, playing the near post to Paul Kitson, who had moved from the penalty spot to the near post. He slides it across, while Jungle runs across the face of the goal, looking for a deflection shot or a head ball. That ball's simply going too high.
Exactly 1 minute left of the penalty to Greg Villa. Villa off for tripping as he pulled down Gene Streniser. The Arrows on the man advantage with 10:59 left in the first half. Karasi, Tuxa, Jungle, Kitson. Out there on the power play along with Gene Streniser. Shot blocked in front by Petcher. Another shot blocked by Petcher. Comes out to Karasi. Too many men on the floor. No call. Catch almost made the steal, but in effect did make the steal as Gomez had to go back to shot Messing. 40 seconds left in the penalty to Villa. Gomez. Blocked by Lane. Tuxa. Left foot. Gomez. In front for Jungle. Cacciatore stays at home, and Lane comes up. Surprised Val Tuxa didn't fall on that last play. Dragan Nikitovic. In front, Petcher deflects out of the box. Tuxa saves Slovo, and he grabbed that rebound. What an important play that was as Jungle was camped right there on the doorstep.
And a good save by Slovo again, Joe. Arrows taking these shots from far out through a maze of players. Slovo unsighted.
Gomez, backboard, Jungle in front, couldn't collect. Tuxa blocked in front, and it's a breakaway for Greg Villa. Villa against Karasi. Villa comes up. Shot wide. Villa off the crossbar on the rebound. Play on, says Gino DiPolito, as Villa went to the carpet hard.
What a terrible break for Greg Villa on a splendid solo dash. Good outlet ball. Villa hitting his own rebound off the crossbar. Good work.
Save at the other end by Slovo, and a shot by Dragan Nikitovic. Petcher races up. He's knocked down by Karasi, and a penalty coming up to Stan Karasi. Well, he must be a sleight of hand artist because I couldn't tell. It must have been on the other side.
Well, I sure didn't see that one, Joel.
Must have grabbed.
Evidently, because saying to Steve Jungle, stay away. I want no answering back. He's saying much the same to Coach Dragan Popovich. Gino, what happened? What did he do?
Well, if we can, we'll take another look at it as we look at Don Popovich and Stan Karasi in the box for the New York Arrows. He's off for two. 9:28 left in the second quarter, and the Steam Machine back on the power play. Ebert, Villa, Keogh, Sendobri, and Rose. The same five you usually see out there on the Steamers' man advantage. Let's go, Steamers. You can hear it behind us. Ebert wanted to go to Rose off the backboard. We've got a foul on Ebert. Free kick, New York. Greg Villa challenged on that last breakaway. Had a couple of great chances. Here's the first one.
A toe shot as he heard Stan Karasi coming up from behind, alertly reacting to the rebound, then just heading off the crossbar. Tough break for Greg Villa, took off on a solo dash.
Villa on the right side into the corner, Carl Rose. Distribution point, Keogh over the glass.
Did you see Ty Keogh mishit a ball that badly? Very rare.
A minute 25 left on that penalty to Stan Karasi. Karasi off for holding, and that's what he did. He grabbed as it was Don Ebert going by him. He grabbed, and the time of that penalty is 5:32 of the second quarter. Glavin helps out.
Ty Keogh has little, if any, rest, Joel. He'll be leaving Friday night to play a San Diego soccer home game against the Tulsa Roughnecks on Saturday afternoon.
Keogh has Glavin on the power play. Tony to the right foot, winds up, deflected in front and out of the box. Glavin, fake Jungle out. He's got Sendobri on the left side one time, off the top of the glass, just over the crossbar. Glavin keeps it in.
Jeff Sendobri so adept at hitting these balls first time, coming across his body. A thundering hard left foot.
48 seconds left on the penalty to Karasi. Sendobri back to Keogh. Glavin First time, wide. Sendobri keeps it into the attacking third to tie Keogh. Ebert down low, back to Sendobri. Shot saved, ball out, Sendobri off the right side. Just wide of that post.
Steamers getting some splendid opportunities on this power play.
They are slipping and sliding once again in that box. You can see Shep Messing lose his footing.
Doing the proper thing, Joel, on the man advantage situation by knocking it around, causing the defenders to come at them, then laying it off to the free man who hits it first time.
5 seconds left on the penalty to Karofsky. The Steamers with one last rush. Keogh, through, shot. Oh, just saved by Messing on the short side. Got through a maze of players and almost beat Messing. Glavin with the Pilbridge. Up the right touchline, 2-on-1 with Don Ebert. Glavin over to Ebert. Ebes falls, wants to go back. Falls again, and we've got a call on Fernando Clavijo. Tripping up Don Ebert. It's a free kick for the St. Louis Steamers, and you can see Ebert and Glavin talking about those wet spots.
Exactly. Oh, you mean ice skates? Don Ebert with the
If they need ice skates, I need double runners. It's a big free kick for the St. Louis Steamers. We're tied at 2 apiece with 7:11 left in the first half. Glavin blocked in front. Back out to Keogh. Other side, that's Sendobri. Ebert puts it to Jeff. Right foot. Glavin, goal! Deflection, Sendobri shot in the middle.
Boy, is that beautiful stuff. A nice triangle by the St. Louis Steamers, and they go on top by a score of 3-2.
That play was reminiscent of the power play goal by the Steamers in the Friday night game, where he sent it in the middle and Don Ebert hit it.
We talked about it earlier on, Joe, the low, hard ball. Here it is, Sendobri. Ebert doing a nice job of keeping it alive. Sendobri, low, hard ball. Glavin flicking it, curving it with the inside of his left foot. That's beautiful stuff. There you see Jeff hitting it hard and low at the near post. Glavin, uncustomarily unmarked in the area at the penalty spot. Had no difficulty putting it past Shep Messing. There you see Shep.
The goal by Tony Glavin, assisted by Jeff Sendobri. The time of the goal, 7:57. And for the first time tonight, the St. Louis Steamers have the lead. It's 3-2 in favor of the Steam Machine as they come back. Stremlau, shot, blocked in front, loose ball, cleared by Chila. Barato Chila.
So much you see it, Joel. The key, one of the prime keys to this indoor game is possession, to be able to knock the ball around, lull the defenders into complacency, then play the open man.
Jungle, blocked in front by Petcher, marked well by Bick. Chila, unprotected, saves Slobo. And Slobo clears and avoids that handball. Almost picked it up. Jungle almost knocked down Sam Bick, and it's an obstruction call against Sam Bick. No, it's going the other way, and that's the way it should go. It's a hold on Jungle. Bick had the position on the 50-50 ball.
Here's Sam Beck, who's done such a splendid job all year long, not just in defense, but coming forward. With about 6:13 remaining, let's take a break. You're watching St. Louis Steamers Indoor Soccer.
Sam Beck and John Hayes worked magic in front. Beck had a defender fall down in front, took it to the right side of the box, and put it by Shep Messing.
And Joe, what I just talked about, it's so nice to see Sam Beck playing defense so well, but then he comes forward to get involved in the attack. Now the Steamers lead by a score of 4-2, with 5:42 remaining in the first half. Here's Sam Beck coming forward. Oh, that's lovely stuff by Beck as he saw Shep Messing go down, expecting the shot on the ground. Sam Beck receiving it from Hayes, going around Dragon Simic, who falls on his slippery turf. That takes Sam unmarked and high touch it in the upper part, the roof of the net. 4-2 for the Steamers.
We've got an injury to the New York Arrows. I can't tell who is down. It's Steve Jungle. Jungle is down, and he's in pain. He had a collision along the boards with Tony Bellinger. It's going to be a free kick for the St. Louis Steamers when it's put back into play. So the foul was on Jungle, but he got the brunt of that collision.
Boy, indeed he did, Joel. That's Sam Beck's 5th goal of the playoffs. The defenders playing such an important part. Carl Rose has 8 goals. Sam Beck with 5, and Steve Petcher with 4 goals. Tony Bellinger has 3.
5:36 left in the first half as we look at Don Popovich. This is KDNL-TV, Channel 30 in St. Louis. And the Steam Machine is on top by a score of 4-2. And it looks like when Jungle fell down, he just cracked that funny bone in his elbow, possibly.
Right. Hit it pretty hard, too, Joe, on that. The surface here directly on top of the ice, as we've pointed out so often. It's quite hard. As you see trainer Bob Baldwin of the New York Arrows, sending to the offensive wizard of the home side here.
Well, the New York Arrows, as we look at the Lord of all indoors, Steve Jungle, he looks a bit upset. The St. Louis Steamers trailed 1-0, tied at 1-1, trailed 2-1, got back into it at 2-2, and have come up with 2 unanswered goals.
Steve's saying, do you have a comb?
Or even a blow dry. Keogh keeps it alive in the midfield area. Back to Slobo. One touches to Bellinger. Now the Steamers have to stay in the attacking position they've been going at in the first quarter and a half. In front, cleared away by Mike Rajovac. And we talked about this earlier in the telecast, Bill. If the Steamers happen to get the lead, we had mentioned Rose over the glass. We had mentioned that the Steamers didn't want to fall back into a defensive posture. They had to attack and continue to come up.
Exactly, Joe. Continue the style of play that got them this far. And as I mentioned earlier, they've improved with every contest, and be assured that 2-goal lead is not near enough against the defending champions.
A dejected Shep Messing. He looks a bit dazed and confused at this point in the game with 5:08 left in the first half. And the Steamers, as we looked at their bench, look like a very confident bunch right now. Dick keeps it alive. One at Ebert. Jungle steals to Omar Gomez. Gomez back for Jungle. Loose in front, and Don Ebert picks it up.
Good work there, Joel, between Jungle and Gomez. Gomez gave a through ball to Jungle, who ran off it as soon as he gave it to Gomez.
Jungle tried to heel it home, just wide, and Steve Petcher brings it up. All alone, it's John Stremlau. Stremmer starts it over. Slobo wanted Sam Beck. Gene Spencer comes up to pick up the loose one. In front, Jungle spun it off his foot for Omar Gomez. Greg Villa, past Val Tuchia. Tuchia goes down, no call, and he has it back for the Arrows. Dragon Simic had ideas with the left foot, goes to the right foot, back to Val Tuchia on the left side, Gene Spencer. Under 4 minutes to play in the first half. The Steam Machine up by 2. It's 4-2. Simic in front. Vic clears. Cacciatore falls on the wet surface. Looks for his roommate Don Ebert. Ebert is knocked down by Tuchia. Play on, says DiPolito. Vic has it. Strenicer with the tackle. Tuchia with the loose stuff. Jungle now one-on-one against Petcher. Coming back to help out is Ty Keogh. Jungle all alone. Oh, just wide. Had me faked out. Slobo got an arm on it. I thought it was by him. Glavin makes the steal to Sam Beck. Sam comes up. Tuchia holds on for dear life. It's a hold against Val Tuchia and a free kick for Sam Beck of the St. Louis Steamers. About 200 St. Louisans here tonight, better than 200, and a large contingency from the St. Louis Steamers Screamers Booster Club.
Right, Joel, let's don't fail to mention their awards banquet coming up Saturday night at Musial Biggie's Restaurant in Oakland.
Oh, Glavin is pulled down by Tuchia. That was almost a cross-body block.
Clearly a tripping foul on the defender of the year this year in the MISL, number 21, Val Tuchia.
Wait a minute, don't make me choke on my sodas. I was swallowing that. In front, Petcher falls. Gomez comes up with Jungle. Tuchia wanted Simic. Tuchia goes over the back of Cacciatore, and they call an obstruction call against Jeff Cacciatore. Val Tuchia wonders what's going on right now. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left in the first half. 4-2 in favor of the Steam Machine. This is St. Louis Steamers indoor soccer. Last offensive series for the New York Arrows made a spectacular save, and then you see there the handball. A handball called against Slobo. That was all he could do, and we see Bellinger make a super play in front to head it out of danger.
What's really all happening on that play, Joe? Slobo, right call by referee Gino DiPolito. Gino handling, Slobo handling the ball out of his area, the correct call. And now the Arrows with the main advantage for the next 2 minutes.
A true test for the St. Louis Steamers. 2:36 left in the first half. And serving the penalty for the St. Louis Steamers, it's number 3, Jeff Sandobri, deflected off the shot by Fran St. Lot to Omar Gomez. on the floor for the Arrows. Dragan Nikitovic has the ball. Out to Juan Carlos Mejia in low jungle and Gomez. Gomez has it. Bounces off the backboards. It's loose and Bellinger comes up. Bellinger hit from behind by Nikitovic. A free kick for the Steamers.
The New York Arrows, Joe, concluded the year in 4th place in the 13-team league. They had 87 attempts. They capitalized on 33 occasions. The 4th in the league for the Arrows.
Petcher just slides it down the floor, killing off precious seconds of this New York Arrows power play. Dragan Nikitovic right next to the MISL logo. Goes over to Juan Carlos Mejia. Right touchline, Franz St. Lot. It's 5-on-4 for the New York Arrows. Ilievsky called on the handball outside of the box.
In the playoffs, Joe, they've had 18 attempts and capitalized on 8 occasions.
1:10 left on the penalty. The Arrows start up. Fernando Clavijo takes over for Juan Carlos Mejia and has the ball. St. Lot. Jungle in the corner by himself. Nikitovic. Backboard. Goal from St. Lot. On the half volley, St. Lot had Slobo on the other side of the goal and rammed it home.
Arrows doing a nice job of knocking the ball around very effectively on the power play. The ball rebounded to Franz St. Lot, who, again, on the short-handed situation for the defense, was left unmarked, and he made no mistake hitting it first time. There you see Dragan Nikitovic rebounding the pole at the near post and rebounds to Franz St. Lot, who's simply there unmarked because the Steamers are short-handed. And he made no mistake as Jungle started the play to Nikitovic. Nikitovic coming to make himself available for the ball. Slobo marking up at the near post, attempting, but he almost got back to the ball, the far post.
Redmond Lane almost got a foot on it, and Slobo was just about there, but it's now 4-3 in favor of the Steamers, and we've got 1:18 left in the first half. Kitson in front for Jungle. He's ready to spin. No call as he was pulled down in front. Gino says play on.
Franz St. Lot scoring his 5th goal of the playoffs, Joe.
Jungle by himself in the corner. Clavijo slips on the turf, and it's out to Greg Villa. He's beaten to it by Clavijo, and Franz St. Lot keeps it in.
Very important to defend now. Less than a minute remaining. Matter of fact, 50 seconds remaining in the first half.
Carl Rose has Greg Villa. Don Ebert down low. Villa winds up, shot just wide. Had him beaten to the long side. The Arrows now counter on the transition. Fernando Clavijo, one-on-one, saves Slobo.
Good save by Slobo as he was going down at the near post, anticipating the shot. A good kick save.
St. Lot takes it from Clavijo. Streblau slips. Clavijo, make it St. Lot, over to Kitson. Turns, wide, Jungle heads. And we've got a call in front on Steve Jungle pushing off.
Jungle pushing to getting the unfair advantage in the box.
New York keeps it in with 10 seconds left in the half. Mejia on the other side, Kitson. Saves Slobo, and that'll do it for the first half of play at the Nassau County Coliseum.
Good play by Slobo as he marks up very nicely at the respective posts. Very nice job by Slobo in the waning moments of the first half.
Our score at the end of the first half on the island in Uniondale, New York. The St. Louis Steamers up by 1. The Steam Machine 4. The New York Arrows 3. We'll be right back with more St. Louis Steamers indoor soccer.
This man next to me certainly needs no aimers after this.
Nassau County Coliseum on the island in Uniondale, New York. I'm Joel Myers alongside Bill McDermott. And our halftime score, the St. Louis Steamers on top by a goal. The Steamers 4, the New York Arrows 3. In this, the 5th and deciding game of the Major Indoor Soccer League Championship Series. The MISL has only known one champion in their 4-year existence. It's been the New York Arrows. And the St. Louis Steamers right now have the champs on the rope. Can they throw the knockout punch, Bill?
It's a good question, Joel. I think they're more than capable of doing so. We talked about it at the outset of the telecast, as well as during the first and second quarters. We look at the Steamers keeper, Slobo Ilievsky. They've been playing better with each playoff game. Sunday night, when they were clearly the better side, and that's a good result to come into this 5th and final game. I think the stigma of the Arrows far and away being clearly the better side against any team they play against is over. Jungle is still clearly the most potent offensive weapon in the league.
but he can be dealt with. And the Steamers have been doing so fairly effectively. They've been marking him out of games, but as I mentioned, you have to also be cautious of his assist making. But I think the Steamers are more than capable of doing so. And I said at the beginning of the season to people who inquired that if the Steamers were fortunate enough to make it to the final series, I said they could indeed win it. And now, this going to a fifth game, with our youth, our speed, our quickness, and the development of all that over a very long, grueling season, I think we're more than capable of wresting the title away.
That is one of my favorite banners of all time. You can catch a fish, but you can't catch a Tory. I love it. I saw that at the Checkerdome over the weekend, and I made mention to my better half, Carol, and she really liked that one, too. That's one of the things I enjoy at the Checkerdome. Oh, a couple of dozen banners every game. We're back in play. It's the second half of the MISL Championship Series. The Steamers on top by a goal, and they maintain possession.
Banners, Joe, along with 18,160 Friday, 18,116 Sunday. What a tremendous display by our continually loyal fans.
Jungle on the perfect through ball. Goal underneath Slobo.
Well, that certainly didn't take long.
Only 26 seconds into the third quarter. Jungle ties the game at 4. Slobo off balance, fell backwards, and had the ball go underneath him.
Jungle, his second of the evening, 22nd in a 5-game series as he continues to be dangerous.
One more time, a perfect through ball by Juan Carlos Mejia.
Beautiful through ball on Jungle's favorite foot, his right foot, giving it to him on his protected side, away from the defender, and Jungle putting it through Slobo's legs. Slobo, I think, was caught off guard by the on-rushing Tony Bellinger. But a beautiful job of finishing by Steve Jungle.
Ebert in the corner off the backboard. Messing picks it up. I'm surprised on that last play that Slobo didn't try to go to his hands more. Jungle.
I think, Joe, he was waiting for Jungle to first receive the ball and cut it back to his advantage. But he wasted no time, hit it first time off the through ball. Lovely through ball by Mejia. He put it in the back, and it's 4 each. 14-14 remaining in the third quarter.
And if you're a New York Arrows fan, that's just what the doctor ordered. The momentum now going in favor of the Arrows. Zigging an early goal here in the third. Sheila gets it over to Jungle. Jungle, Gomez. Bellinger puts it back to Slobo.
Good job of recovery by Tony Bellinger. He was beaten on the play by the through ball, recovered, went back to the space where the through ball was coming, knocked it back to the keeper. Very good recovery.
Al Trost and the St. Louis Steamers bench, a concerned bunch. It's a free kick for the Steamers.
By the way, Joel, we'd like to say hello to the Culp and Petcher households from Sally and John, the Petcher family here in force. Howard Petcher, Steve's father, along with this, as we talked about earlier, well over 200 people from the Screamers Booster Club.
Bob Horowitz here tonight at the game would like to say hello to his wife Pam and also Bentley Horowitz. And Scott and Barb Lieberman here tonight at the Nassau County Coliseum would like to send wishes back to everybody in St. Louis.
Boy, that's a great... Bentley Horowitz, that's out of a Damon Runyon novel.
I think that's his sheepdog. Glavin wide. Cacciatore is blocked off the ball by Chila. Strenicer to Jungle. Keogh steals. Gomez gets it back to Jungle. Slobo's out. We've got a 3-line pass anyway. 13:35 left in regulation. Not regulation, but the third quarter. And we're deadlocked at 4. Bill, I wouldn't be surprised if we had overtime.
No, that certainly wouldn't be surprising, Joel.
These two teams are so evenly matched.
If it would be overtime, I don't know if it could match that last Friday night contest at the Checkerdome.
Jungle has Gomez. Cacciatore comes back. It's behind Gomez.
And with this slippery turf, there was no way that Gomez could react to that ball behind him and come back and get it.
Stan Carrassi for Jungle. Fix there. Stan keeps it up. Carrassi comes over, hammers Carl Rose, and the call is against Carl. It's a free kick for the Arrows.
Pushing St. Louis. New York Arrows. Free kick.
Carrassi, Strenicer, Tuksha, Gomez, and Jungle, the 5 on the carpet for the New York Arrows. And countering for the Steamers, Cacciatore, Keogh, Glavin, Rose, Sam Bick. Tuksha, blocked. Jungle has it back to Tuksha. Save in front by Keogh, and Glavin tries to come away. Kept in by Strenicer. Tuksha
Good job of clearing by Sandbeck, wasting no time in the congested area, hitting it first time, getting it out of danger.
And almost sent Tony Glavin in on a breakaway. Gomez, top of the box. Jungle, wide open. Back to Gomez. Open net for Karasi. Slovo slips again. Back to Tuksha. Blocked in front by Cacciatore. And it's a foot race. Glavin and Strenicer. Glavin against Messing. Shot. Off the side. Glavin gets it back. Goal! Tony Glavin. Glavin on the rebound. Beats Strenicer and Messing.
What an incredible effort by the wee Scot from Glasgow, Scotland, Tony Glavin. Sporting a smile there. Lovely solo dash by Tony Glavin. You said it was a foot race, Joe, between him and Strenicer. Well, you can forget the outcome of it.
That was like a stakes horse against a claiming horse.
There's Tony. Hitting it wide. I can't decipher whether he did that intentionally because Messing cutting off his angle. But Shep deflected the ball on the rebound. Glavin alert to the rebound. Strenicer finally getting back into play, and that's an equalizer for the Steamers.
You talk about putting the thread through the needle. That was just inside the post. Tuksha back on the attack for the New York Arrows. Falls down, so does Greg Villa. Tuksha gets back up first. Falls down over the ball. The diving expert gets a call from Gino, and we're going to look at that Glavin goal again.
Racing on rushing from the red line. Glavin hitting it, spinning it just wide of the near post. Messing deflecting the rebound, but only momentarily. Tony Glavin finishing off a superlative solo effort.
We have a summit conference just outside of the St. Louis Steamers penalty box. And it was going on between Tuksha and Gino DiPolito. Strenicer blocked by Stremlau. It's over the plexiglass and a corner kick for the New York Arrows. 12:05 left in the third. The Steamers up by 1. It's 5-4.
As Tony Glavin, Joel, gets his second of the evening, 9th of the playoffs.
Simic back from Kitson. Strenicer out high, wide. Simic keeps it in, blocked by Petcher. Val Tuksha, dragging Simic. Slovo collects the loose change. Goes back to the box and uses the hand so wisely. Ebert knocked off by Strenicer. It's 3-on-3, 4-on-3 as Simic trails the play. Strenicer behind Kitson. He maintains. That's Dragon Simic trying to put a move on Steve Petcher. Petcher will have nothing to do with that. Blocks the shot. Ebert against Tuksha. Tuksha wins. Tuksha in front. Shot saves. Slovo. Jungle goal. Well, the rebound cost the St. Louis Steamers one more time.
And who is it, Joel? He is always there, seemingly ubiquitous within the penalty area. Oh, he's on for 95% of the time, and he's always stationed either at the near post, either at one post or on the penalty spot. There's Tuksha coming forward, hitting it first time. Slow ball again unsighted. It deflects off the back of Tony Bellinger and bounds directly to Jungle, who has no trouble putting that ball in the back. Here it is again. Tuksha coming forward from the back, hitting that shot with his toe. Slow ball deflecting it off the back of Bellinger. Unfortunate occurrence, but nonetheless, that's what happened. Jungle making no mistake. That's an equalizer, his third of the evening.
A dangerous play call on the New York Arrows. Fernando Clavijo. He had a leg up around Tony Glavin's chin, and it's a free kick for the St. Louis Steamers. Shep Messian is holding onto the ball for a long time. Can't understand that at all. Gino says, you want to toss it over here, please? 11:13 left in the third. Plenty of time. 5-5 our score. Glavin will take the free kick. He may dummy it to Ty Keogh. Glavin to the left foot. In front. Cacciatore loose ball. Cleared away by Dragon Simic. Sandbeck off the chest of Paul Kitson. Steve Jungle. Dragon Simic. Shot. Save Slovo.
Good play by Slovo. Saw the possibilities developing as Simic came forward, overlapping, came forward to cut the angle off.
Carl Rose in front. Puts it out of trouble. Tony Glavin with Jeff Cacciatore, and we've got a handball called against Jeff Cacciatore. It goes to the New York Arrows, and Jungle is still complaining. 10 minutes, 49 seconds left in the third. We're deadlocked at 5. This is St. Louis Steamers indoor soccer. Here. Clavijo heads. St. Lot does the same, along with Rajovac. It's over to Kitson. The organist trying to get the crowd going here at the Nassau County Coliseum as Liverich loses control.
Organist Paul Cartier.
St. Lot, left foot, blocked by Rose. Handball against the Arrows, no call, play on. Clavijo over to Liverich. There was a definite handball inside. Missed by the officials. Streblau looks up the floor and starts the offensive series to Sam Bick.
Right. Stopped the ball at midfield, waited for support.
Mike Radjevac dumps it out. Fortunately for the Arrows, it went right to Paul Kitson. Sam Bick stays with it. Franz St. Lot against Sam Bick on the touchline. Bick wins, but it goes back to Mike Radjevac.
Kitson, Joel, really instrumental in getting this transition game going for the Arrows. Really coming forward at breakneck speed.
Sammy wanted Greg Villa. Clavijo and Messing play a little one-touch game. Ron St. Lot almost gave it away. Fortunately for the Arrows, gets it back. Leverage. Juan Carlos Mejia comes on the floor, picks it up, goes to Paul Kitson.
There you see Kitson, very instrumental in getting the play started again as he has plenty of space to maneuver in at midfield.
Kitson one-on-one with Steve Petcher as Paul Kitson in the box goes for Kitson. Slobo out. Redmond Lane settles against Franz St. Lot. He's pulled down, and it's a free kick on the touchline for the St. Louis Steamers. That's Franz St. Lot, defender for the New York Arrows. Playing right now at the midfield position as Tony Glavin takes it from Steve Petcher, and Petcher goes over to Ty Keogh.
With his last goal, Joel, Jungle has his third of the evening, 23rd of the playoffs.
Leverage tackled from behind on a sweet play by Redmond Lane.
Good job of coming back to mark up on defense, and a very difficult thing to do, Joel, a clean tackle from behind.
Slobo and Bellinger. Tony B. Up for Petch. The Steamers trying to set things up. The pocket rocket beats Mejia. Tony Glavin in front. Redmond Lane fans. Tony Bellinger tried to keep it in. Renato Chilla comes away. Ty Keogh marks back. Puts it to Steve Petcher. Petch into the attacking third. Wanted to get a shot away. It was blocked by Chilla. The Arrows a bit loose in their own end. Get a break as it goes back to Messi.
So while we're sending out hellos, why not say hello to some of the players who aren't in uniform tonight who have been such a part of this team throughout the entire season. Bob Pizzata, Dan Musenfechter, Joey Clark, Greg DeFace, Mikowski, Denny Vanager, and Scott McDonald.
Baltucha pulled down by Tony Glavin. Glavin was frustrated after he was knocked into the boards by Baltucha on a 50-50 ball. It's a trip call against Tony Glavin. And it's a free kick for the Arrows. Into the St. Louis Steamers defensive third. 7:27 left in the third. We're tied at 5 apiece. Jungle one-on-one with Bellinger. In front, Dragan Nikitovic headed it back for Jungle. Bellinger was there to help Mejia and Tuksha. Franz St. Lot with room to move.
Room to move, Joel, and more importantly, the Arrows getting a lot of time to do for setup play, a lot of time to maneuver.
Gino with a late call. Calls a trip right outside the box against Carl Rose, and it's going to be a free kick in a dangerous place for a free kick for the New York Arrows.
A lot of time of possession for the New York Arrows, Joel, which means they're knocking the ball around very effectively, causing the Steamers to chase after it.
Locked in front, Tuksha. Blocked again by Keogh. Mejia, Jungle. He couldn't collect. Nikitovic saves Lobo. And we've got a call against Dragan Nikitovic, knocking Redmond Lane. It was a push. And it's a free kick for Carl Rose and the Steam Machine.
5 each, 6:50 remaining in the third quarter.
Tony Glavin comes up with Sam Beck at Redmond Lane. Goes over to his roommate. John Stremlau comes. Helps out on the offensive strategy. Lane has Bick. Bad pass. Sam couldn't come up with it. Nikitovic turns it around for the Arrows. Carl very nonchalantly and delicately puts it back to Slobo. Stremlau stops on a dime. And it's the St. Louis Teamers looking to break the tie as Tony Glavin comes in, falls on this wet turf. We've seen it all night, and it can only get worse. Jungle, shot, save, it just went wide of the post. Renisser puts it in front. Rose is there. He's hit from behind by Jungle. Gino says play on. Holzer comes up with Stremlau. Throws it away as Gomez steps off the Arrows bench and picks it up. Garasi, Jungle. Garasi for Gomez. Blocked away by Bick. John Hayes with a burst of speed. Goes around Val Tuksha. Hayes off the backboards in front. Gene Strenister in the right spot for the New York Arrows.
Oh, what a burst of speed by John Hayes on that left wing, Joe.
Garasi. Tackled by Hayes. 3-on-2 St. Louis. Keogh with Holzer and Hayes. Keogh around Fernando Clavijo. Has to hold it up. And now it's 4-on-4.
Good work by John Hayes as he gets on the floor, makes a nice run, then comes back to defend again.
They call Hayes an obstruction, and it's a free kick in the box for the New York Arrows.
New York Arrows.
It's a nail-biter at the Nassau County Coliseum. It's good to have you with us. Joel Myers along with Bill McDermott. This is KDNL-TV, and the St. Louis Steamers and the New York Arrows are tied up at 5 apiece with exactly 5 minutes left in the third. Dick against Jungle, and Jungle is called on the obstruction. As I said, under 5 minutes left in the third, this is St. Louis Steamers indoor soccer. Down. Now the Arrows have a 2-on-1 as Sam Bick hustles back. Gomez goes to the middle. Can't get a shot off. Jungle against Stremlau in the corner, and Villa comes over. Garasi and Gomez. Back to Clavijo. Renisser and Clavijo. Defenders on the floor for the Arrows. Jungle to the left foot. Save Slobo. What a leg save by Slobo.
Great save by Slobo as Jungle, a nifty move to turn and beat Sam Bick in one motion. Slobo, seeing that workout, came off his line very nicely at the near post.
Kitson with some fancy footwork. Pulls it away from Greg Villa. Gene Strenister has Garasi. Jungle, top of the box. Wanted to go to the right foot. Kitson there. Garasi, Jungle shot just wide, deflected by Bellinger.
Well, the Arrows are having all kinds of opportunities, Phil, in this third quarter.
The Arrows are now dominating the St. Louis Steamers. They've had everything going their way about the last 7-8 minutes. Kitson. Clavijo. Knocked away by Bellinger.
First time clearance by Bellinger, the only thing to do when you're under pressure.
Ebert goes around Clavijo. Tackled from behind. No call. Messing goes over to Paul Kitson on the left side. It's 3-on-3 as Carl Rose steps on the floor. Kitson saves Slobo, loose ball. Every time he drops that ball, who's there but Steve Jungle?
They're immediately to pounce on any rebounds.
Stremlau with Ebert and Cacciatore. Eves wanted to go to Stremmer. Nice play by Mike Radjabak. Gives the Arrows a 3-on-2 break. Garasi has Kitson. That's Kitson with the right foot. Saves Slobo on the short side.
Good work again by Slobo at the near post.
Jungle keeps it alive.
Again, Joel, right, keeping it alive.
Saves Slobo. Bellinger, a nice pass to himself. John Stremlau looks for some help and finds it in Tony Bellinger. Bellinger has Glavin. Glavin, first time over to Cacciatore, just wide. Oh, what a play by Glavin and Cacciatore. Glavin keeps it in the attacking third. Dragon Simmons makes the steal for the Arrows. Jungle around Rose. We've got a call against Carl Rose, no penalty. A minute 54 left in the third. It's only going to be a free kick for the New York Arrows.
As it so oftentimes happens, Bill, when a team is attacking, the defensive team
doing a good job of effective, catches the offensive team on a counterattack. That's what happened just a few minutes ago as Glavin and Cacciatore almost capitalized on some nifty work inside the Arrows end.
Carl Rose walks off, points over his shoulder, and he can't believe Steve Jungle. Now, you know that we've seen this happen so often. Jungle is on the floor, and there's no way in the world that Steve Jungle is not going to play the fourth and final quarter.
Oh.
Right now, he's on the floor, and he's getting a breather.
Total cinema. It was a foul by Carl, but to make sure that Gino saw the end result of the play, he took a dive.
Gino looked at Jeff Mantell. Mantell looked at Gino. I don't think either one knew what to do on that last play. Slobo's come up with a number of saves. We're going to look at one now. This is Mike Rajovac.
Good save by Slobo as that shot again surprised him. The ball was dipping away from him. Let's watch it again here from a better angle. Rajovac kind of spun that as he hit it. The ball came across his body. He cut across it, hitting it first time with his left foot. It spun away. Slobo doing well to get to it.
Jungle is up. That's why you hear the cheer from the partisan crowd here at the Nassau County Coliseum. What do you think's here, Bill? About 8,000, 9,000 maybe?
Something of that nature.
8,000 or 9,000. It's a shame this couldn't be played in front of 19,000 at the Dome. But we're happy to have it here on Channel 30 for you back in St. Louis. Renato Chila, dragging Simic, blocked by Tony Glavin.
Steamers reacting well to all this offensive pressure by the Arrows.
And at the same time, the Arrows could become frustrated.
Exactly. When they see no end result for all their work, they're susceptible to counterattacks at the back. But everybody's coming forward, seeing the ease with which they're developing plays and knocking it around. They get complacent on defense.
Tony Glavin and Greg Villa wanted to give and go it. It's over the glass, and it's a free kick on the right touchline for the St. Louis Steamers. A good idea by Mel and Tony Glavin, just failed to click.
Good shot at Greg Villa, former member of the United States national side. Played outdoors with the Minnesota Kicks and the Fort Lauderdale Strikers.
Villa from Kehoe goes back that way, headed away by Chila. Dragon Simic pops it for Jungle. Kehoe wins on that head. It's over the glass head. It's a free kick for the Arrows.
Ball on play on St. Louis, kicking New York.
Let's watch this foul again. This could be 6 of one, half dozen of the other, as Kehoe and Jungle go up for a 50-50 head ball. Well, it had to be on the the latter part of the play, because both of them are going up for a free loose ball on a head ball. And Ty going up, you have to protect yourself on the head ball.
Simic on the short side from Jungle. In front, Kitson, blocked by Kehoe, and Villa comes up with Glavin.
Greg looking for Ty Kehoe to come up overlapping into the open space.
Jungle off his head. Jungle to the right foot. Slobo picks it up as Jungle just let it get away from him.
Exactly, Joe. He cut it nicely, but it got too far away.
Tuksha goes back to pick it up for the Arrows. On the right side, it's Paul Kitson. 43 seconds. Jungle from Kitson. Simic, first time, hits it. It's blocked by Kehoe. And this is Ty Kehoe's last game as a member of the St. Louis Steamers. Ty, as Bill mentioned earlier, on his way to the San Diego Sockers of the North American Soccer League. And the San Diego Sockers happen to be the indoor champions of the NASL.
Right, Joe. They have one of the finest indoor players I've ever seen in Julie V. He's awesome.
An incredible player. Yes. I saw Julie V in the championship game against the Tampa Bay Rowdies. I think he had about 5 or 6 goals.
Oh, he plays the game on a different level.
And he loves those magazines. Shot save, Slobo. On the direct free kick, it was Val Tuksha.
Another great save by Slobo. He was unsighted.
Tuksha
past the post.
To the left foot. Blocked in front by Petcher. 10 seconds left in the third. And the St. Louis Steamers definitely need a break to regroup. Tuksha to Simic. And that should do it as Tony Glavin takes it away. That'll do it for the third quarter of play.
With the score, the St. Louis Steamers 5, your New York Arrows 5.
That's Don Popovich, the coach of the New York Arrows, and Jeff Mantell, the referee in the box tonight, along with Gino DiPolino on the floor. Our score at the end of 3 on the island in Uniondale, New York. The St. Louis Steamers 5 and the New York Arrows 5. We'll be back with the final quarter of play in the major indoor soccer league season. It could be the final quarter. It'll definitely be the final quarter of regulation. Be back with the fourth. This is St. Louis Steamers indoor soccer.
We'll take the opportunity now that we have a few moments before the fourth quarter begins to thank some gentlemen who really assisted me when I did the PA this year at the Checker Dome. All the minor officials who made it such a pleasurable task to perform that duty. Tom Crawford, Eddie Olson, Pierce Mullally, Bill McFarland, Forrest and Scott Missel, and Kirk Rohn. They made it really a pleasure to go to the Checker Dome and do the public address announcing, which was my pleasure to begin with. They made it an easy task. If you think I can just whip out those times as fast as I'm saying it, you can forget it. Everybody really helped me out. I was a new kid on the block, and I really appreciate their assistance.
There's the St. Louis Steamers bench. The Steamers had a tough time in that third quarter. The New York Arrows dominated a good 75% of the play. As long as we're sending out thank yous, let's thank everybody over Channel 30 and everybody that helped out and did just a tremendous job helping us with these telecasts over at Anheuser-Busch. From Denny Long on down, they just really did a great job and kept us in touch with everything that was going on. Villa shot, save Messi.
As a matter of fact, Dan Flynn here for the brewery, Joel, to present the Budweiser Most Valuable Player Award on the playoffs.
I wonder who that's going to. Fran St. Lot in front, Jungle. Back over for Dragan Nikitovic. The pass was a bit shy, and Rose goes to Villa.
There you saw another example of what I talked about, Joel, earlier on. Carl Rose, the composure under pressure. So calm and collected.
Messing takes the long pass out of the air. Keogh intended that pass for Don Ebert. Rose turned around by Dragan Nikitovic. Nikitovic blocked off by Ty Keogh. We've got a call against Keogh.
That was a clean tackle. A clean one-footed tackle.
A close-up look at Dragan Nikitovic, and we'll look at that foul once more.
Let's watch again as Nikitovic came forward, making a nice run. Ty Keogh coming. Oh, that's clearly a clean tackle. And the end result of the play was not a foul.
I think he took your basic dive.
Nikitovic was going forward. Ty Keogh ran to his path.
Machia takes the free kick to Tuxa. Slovo takes the long pass and goes over to Ty Keogh. 13:50 left in regulation. Of course, we'll go to overtime if it's still tied. Tuxa makes the steal, a call against Greg Villa, and a free kick for the Arrows.
There's the Fran St. Lot, who's played outdoor for just a multitude of teams. The Memphis Rogues, the Strikers, has been virtually all over in an North American Soccer League. 781-4030 is the number to call if you don't want to miss out on St. Louis Steamers action next year. That's the number to call for season tickets. 781-4030 for ticket information. Rose wanted to go to Slovo. Instead, it went over the glass, and now it's a dangerous corner kick for the New York Arrows. And, Joel, I think people would do well to get involved in the season ticket package because as you watch the league year after year, this year in particular, as opposed to last year, a marked difference in the quality of the player personnel in the respective teams. Clearly, much better soccer being played this year in the league.
Don Popovich shouting out instructions. His place on the New York Arrows bench as the Arrows try to make something out of the free kick. Machia does nothing with it, puts it over the glass, and it's a free kick for the Steam Machine with 13:34 left in regulation. If we're tied, we go to a 15-minute period of sudden death overtime, and if we're still tied, we go to that, well, I don't know what you want to call it. It's called a shootout, but it's more like sheer heart attack. Messing out to take it away from Glavin as Tony falls. Clavijo and Carassi come up for the Arrows. Carassi all by himself. Strimmer is there. Bellinger heads out of trouble.
Good marking by Tony Bellinger, simply standing in front of the path of Steve Jungle, cutting off his way to the ball.
Clavijo to Gomez. Jungle unmarked in front, blocked away though by Bellinger. Strenizer now into the attacking third. Jungle against Bellinger. Gomez back to Jungle. Saves Slovo on the short side. And we've got a call against Tony Bellinger ramming Steve Jungle into the plexiglass.
There you see Gomez and Jungle, how they can be so effective, Joel, in such a tight space. They find space in such close quarters and do it quickly with those dramatic 1-2s.
Gomez. Jungle blocked by Bellinger. What a play by Tony. Clavijo almost lost it.
Tony
now it's Carassi.
Doing a splendid job on defense.
Carassi took the long shot. It's into the third level, and it's a free kick for Slovo and the Steamers.
I'd like to remind folks once again, Joel, the 100th anniversary of the St. Louis Police Relief Association. That'll be celebrated at the Celebrity Softball Game, Francis Field, Saturday, July 10th. An excellent chance for you to see some of your favorite Steamers during the summertime.
Slobo off the right foot to Bellinger. He loses to Karasi. Gomez now in the corner by himself. Goes into the middle. That's Liverich with his back to the play. Karasi once again puts it over the glass.
Stan Karasi on last 2 occasions. He's more intelligent a player than what I've seen on his last 2 shots. He's really leaning backwards on his shots, and consequently, any kind of shot you hit like that is just simply going to go up way over the crossbar.
And in the first 2 games we saw here at the Nassau County Coliseum a couple of weekends ago, Karasi had as many opportunities, if not more so, than any of the New York Arrows, and just couldn't capitalize.
Right. He's had some opportunities tonight as well.
Al Trost. Carl Rose taking a quick breather along with Slobo.
Slobo, the #1 keeper this year in the MISL All-Star selection team, and Carl Rose getting honorable mention along with Don Ebert.
Villa misses the head. Strenicer connects to Omar Gomez.
The Arrows again with time to set up and possess the ball.
Gomez wanted to go in the corner for Liverich. A bad pass over the glass. Will take it. The Steamers have a free kick. But now you can see it's very tight. Both teams realize we've only got 12 minutes left in the game. It's not like the first quarter of play as Keogh tried to pass it to himself. Gets it back from Carl Rose. Slobo looks up the floor for the long distribution and slides it to Rose.
Fitting scenario, isn't it, Joe? 5 each, 12 minutes remaining.
In the 5th game. Rose blocked away by Karasi. Off the back heel of Don Ebert. Karasi maintains possession. Gomez with the New York Arrows logo. Liverich loses. Keogh goes to Slobo. Eaves has it. Eaves looks up the floor for Mel. Into the middle. Nobody at home for the St. Louis Steamers. Liverich with Gomez. 2-on-4. Blocked by Rose. Gomez falls down on a wet spot on the turf. Sounds funny to say a wet spot on the turf when we're not outdoors. Ebert with Rose.
I think exactly, Joe. It's a good parallel. You can liken it to the outdoor surfaces of rain or snow and ice which has melted on top of the floor, settling on top of the grass. It's a very common parallel.
Well, now the St. Louis Steamers have the New York Arrows bottled up a bit. Let's see if they can make something of it. Villa. Keogh dummies Gomez. Keogh comes up. Ty winds up. Shot save Messing. Loose ball. Villa has it. He's obstructed. No call. Keogh keeps it alive. Rose off the backboards. No handball. It's on the top of the glass over to Eaves.
Good running by Ty Keogh to make that play possible, Joe.
Gomez on the reverse. Slobo out to take it away from Omar Gomez. Gomez jumping on the back of Slobo and no call. I don't think we'll see too many calls unless it's a super flagrant violation.
And I think Gino has done a good job of early on stamping out any nastiness that could creep into this game.
Paul Kitson, another magician for these New York Arrows. Kitson, Gomez, and Jungle, their big trio. Kitson loses to Cacciatore. Rose goes back to Slobo, plays it safe. Slobo sees Jeff Cacciatore. Chilla heads. Rajovac with the loose one. Ty Keogh steals. 3-on-2 St. Louis. Keogh. Cacciatore shot. Save Messi. Cacciatore almost put the Steamers up.
What an excellent save by Shep Messing. Very nice. Comes forward to cut off the angle.
Simic blocked out of danger by Stremlau. It's still in front, but Sam Bick's there. And now they're starting to open things up a bit as it goes to Tony Glavin. 9 1/4 left in regulation. We're deadlocked at 5. We're live from the Nassau County Coliseum. Kitson, Slobo out with the head. He's knocked by Kitson. No penalty. A free kick for the Steamers. Cacciatore almost put the Steamers on top. We'll take a break. Take a look at it in 1 second. Be back after this. This is St. Louis Steamers Indoor Soccer.
When it's summer, there's only one thing better than a six-pack of ice.
2 left in regulation. The Steamers 5, the New York Arrows 5. And the Arrows have a free kick in their own end as they make a late substitution. Simic goes off. And Franz St. Lot comes back on for the New York Arrows. And Gino DiPolito says to Juan Carlos Mejia, hold on, and now you can have it.
This fourth quarter, Joel, the outset controlled by the Arrows, then the last 2 or 3 minutes controlled by the Steamers. And now it's give and take both ways. Really an ebb and flow game going back and forth in each direction.
And at the same time, it has opened up just a bit.
Exactly. More space at midfield.
Bellinger takes the free kick. The long pass went over the glass. Ebert against Machia. He's pounded to the boards. It's another free kick for the Steam Machine.
Both teams, when you have the time for your offensive build-up at midfield where you get the ball outlet passes from defense, you have time at midfield to make those through balls. You can be very dangerous.
Stramlau over to Petch. Petch in the corner for Villa. Takes a crazy hop off the boards. Villa gets it back. Villa in front. Bellinger over the glass.
Good job by Villa to keep it alive. He laid it off to Tony. A good one-touch ball. Tony just leaning back a bit too far, hitting it over the crossbar.
It's a goal kick for Shep Messing of the New York Arrows. Juan Carlos Machia will take it. Ebert, Villa, Keel, Rose, and Vic on the floor. Almost stolen by Villa. Kitson's there. Machila. Jungle beaten to it by Sam Beck. Sam in the middle to Ty Keogh. Greg Villa all alone. Machia beats him to it. Loose ball in front. Messing's out to collect. Sheila challenges for the Arrows. Sheila in the middle. Jungle saves Slobo on the short side. Jungle bangs away and misses again.
Good run by Renato Chila, laying it off the Jungle at the near post, but a beautiful save by Slobo at that near post. Slobo totally watching the play develop, Joe. He saw it go to Jungle at the near post, immediately pounced on the opportunity to make the serve. Here you see Chila coming forward from defense, finding Jungle unmarked. He does the proper thing, hits it first time, but Slobo had that near post covered up very effectively.
The Steamers take it over. A long pass for Jungle was wide in the pocket rocket. Into the attacking third for the Steamers. Tony, long shot just wide. Ty Keogh has the long rebound. Into Glavin. Glavin on the backboards. Nobody at home in front. Kitson slows things up for the Arrows. Machia up the Jungle. Through the legs of Redmond Lane and St. Lot on the left front side. Sandpick falls down. Rose saves Slobo. Carl Rose had to come over on that side and help out.
Some more superlative goaltending by Slobo.
Tukja bowled over Glavin, and it's a free kick for the New York Arrows. Tukja gets away with murder. The guy's got to be one of the biggest players on the floor, and he acts like he's one of the smallest. Tukja in front. Rose pops it out of trouble.
Very difficult ball to hit first time, Joe. It's coming from a very difficult angle, rebounding off, but Carl stationed himself nicely.
Some interesting calls now by Gino DiPolito as a push on Tony Glavin on the head ball by St. Lot. And it's another free kick for the New York Arrows with 6:57 left in regulation. The Adams family in the background. Tukja takes it for New York. Once Kitson. And it's over the glass. Fresh lines coming on for both sides. 6:54 left in the fourth quarter. We could have overtime. It's 5 apiece. This is St. Louis Steamers Indoor Soccer.
If you live within 60 miles of the Arts, you can get it now. Preview, premium television with over 45 films each month. Films like Atlantic City, Stripes, Continental Divide and Airplane, plus sports, specials, concerts, and more. Preview's the best thing going.
Glavin comes up for the St. Louis Steamers as the New York Arrows threaten. Glavin threads the needle, wanted to go to the middle, and you could see he slipped on that wet AstroTurf.
Exactly what happened, Joel.
Tukja on the left side, dragging Nikitovic. He winds up. Saves Slobo. Nikitovic shocks Slobo, coming up with that big booming left foot.
You see Slobo giving up some rare rebounds, Joel. The reason for that, as we talked about earlier, the Arrows taking the shots way out through a maze of players. He's unsighted on a lot of these shots.
Tukja beats Glavin to it and goes over to Messi. Redmond Lane in the midfield area. Now in the attacking third is knocked down by Val Tukja. And it's a free kick for the St. Louis Steamers.
Free kick for the Steamers with 5:53 remaining in the fourth and final quarter. Championship final.
Glavin will probably dummy it for the St. Louis Steamers. John Stremlau is going to take it over to the pocket rocket. Tony lines up, saves it. A long skipper by Glavin.
Again, this time for the Steamers, however, Joel, through a maze of players, very difficult to see a shot from that direction.
Glavin hammered by Karasi. Free kick St. Louis.
New York. St. Louis. Free kick.
All the Steamers coming up with some better ideas now on the offensive end. And almost making the most of it on a couple of occasions here in the fourth quarter. The third quarter, I think they'd like to forget about. Stremlau, Glavin, Bellinger, Redmond Lane, and Steve Petcher. Karasi deflects the free kick. Jungle. Petcher heads it over. John Stremlau has it. Stremlau wants Glavin. Instead, it's Redmond Lane. In the middle, Tony Glavin. Glavin turns, winds up. Val Tuchia blocks. Tuchia on the 50-50 ball. He's 3 yards due now for the Arrows. Nikitovic blocked away by Steve Petcher on a sliding tackle.
Beautiful sliding tackle.
And Petcher's going off. A 2-minute tripping call against Steve Petcher. Puts the New York Arrows in the driver's seat.
With just 5:12 remaining, Nikitovic makes a run. Here you see, coming up from the back, doing a solo dash, doing all the work is number 12, Dragon Nikitovic. Petcher coming across with a beautiful, splendid, open field sliding tackle. And then on the ensuing play, Petcher coming up from behind Nikitovic to get the loose ball. There you see it again from a different angle. Nice sliding tackle. Then, as I mentioned, on the ensuing play, Nikitovic bringing his left foot back. That was 6-1, half dozen of the other, Joel.
And with 5:12 left in regulation of the championship game, you have to question that call by Gino DiPolito. He had put away his card for so long in the second half, I didn't think we'd see another. Gomez, short side in front, goal! New York counters quickly, only 7 seconds into that man advantage.
Dan Karasi, we talked about the fact that he had a lot of opportunities earlier on, Joel, when he capitalizes here on the man advantage.
Left in regulation. And it's a difficult task now ahead of the St. Louis Steamers.
Here's the play developing as the Arrows are on the man advantage. Jungle lays off a good one-touch ball to Gomez, receives it, pass sideways across the face to Karasi, who more or less receives it and hit it at the same time with the inside of his heel. Here's the ball to Gomez, receives it. Nice play by Stan Karasi. Good stuff as he flicks it with the inside of his heel. Pass Slobo. There you see a dejected Slobo, who's played splendidly throughout this contest.
Keogh for Ebert. The Steamers need one in a big hurry. That's the understatement of the year. Rose into the attacking third. Around Simmons. He's held. It's a free kick, St. Louis. Back over to Sam Vick. Sam looks for Carl. He heads off the glass. Loose ball. Cleared away by Fernando Clavijo. Sam Vick holds it in. Vick to Rose. Over to Ebert. In front, Carl Rose couldn't get to it.
He couldn't quite turn and hit that first time, Joel, because of the slippery surface here.
Keogh. Over to Larry Holzer. Holzer has Sam Vick. Don Ebert in the pivot spot. Simmons, one-on-one with Keogh. Gomez comes up. Keogh deflects. Gomez still has it. Blocked away by Vick. Holzer tried to take it away. Trips up Radjavac. It goes back to the Arrows, so Gino says play on. Messi almost gives it away. It's up to Jungle. Exactly 4 minutes left in regulation as Omar Gomez slides it across the carpet to Mike Radjavac.
The Arrows, Joel, at this stage of the contest, naturally enough, just playing possession ball, knocking it around.
Jungle, once icing on the cake against Sam Vick. Simmons, marked up by Carl Rose. Jungle to the left foot, blocked by Rose. Jungle runs into Slobo, no call. Jungle has it back, Slobo down, and we've got a dangerous play call against Steve Jungle. It's a free kick for Slobo and the Arrows. Back into play quickly, Carl Rose on the attack. He's got Larry Holzer on the other side, goes there. Keogh trails the play. Gale wanted Ebert. Clavijo up 2-on-1 with Jungle. Clavijo, Slobo out wide. Slobo came off his line, cut down the angle. Clavijo once again, top of the box. Holding on to the ball to Dragon Simic. Under 3 minutes left in regulation. Gomez for the Arrows. In the middle. Franz St. Lot. Shot goal, St. Lot. The Steamers a bit careless at the top of their box. St. Lot scores, Gomez hugs, and Jungle jumps on top.
So the home side Arrows with 2:44 remaining, Joel, goal fast score 7-5. As Franz St. Lot gets his second of the evening, 6 of this playoff series. Well, there you hear the reaction of the home fans.
Franz St. Lot talking to Shep Messing. He got the last one and puts the Arrows up by 2. One more time, as if I needed it.
Franz St. Lot coming forward with room to move. Hitting a shot past Slobo, who had taken the initial fake, gone to the near post. St. Lot beating him at the far post. That's his 7th of the evening for the Arrows. Franz St. Lot doing all the work, coming forward, getting the outlet pass from defense, planting his left foot, causing Sandbeck to go there, and then beating Slobo at the far post.
Shot, goal St. Louis! Goal St. Louis, deflected in off Messing. The Steamers counter quickly. It's now 7-6. I think the goal will go to Greg Villa. It was deflected in front, and Villa just directed it in.
Good work by the Steamers, as that's exactly what they need, Joe, to come back quickly. Let's watch that again.
This baby is far from over.
It's rebounding at the near post. Misplayed by Juan Carlos Mejia. Messing had come off his line. And I don't know if Greg Villa touched it or not, Joe.
I don't think he did.
7-6, 2:34 remaining, Joel.
I don't have any nails left as it is. On the floor for the Steam Machine. Villa and Glavin up front. Kremlau at the midfield position. And back on the red line, Ketch and Tony B. Jungle, Kitson, Franz St. Lot, Juan Carlos Mejia, and Renato Chila. 5 on the floor for the New York Arrows. Kitson, back to St. Lot. Left side, Mejia.
Greg Villa taking credit with the goal, Joe, his 7th in the playoffs. Steve Petcher assistant.
Knocked over Tony Bellinger, and it's going to be a free kick for the St. Louis Steamers with 2:21 left. Stremlau to Steve Petcher. He's got Glavin on the other side and Bellinger on the touchline. In the middle, Greg Villa. Villa keeps it alive, falls down, gets back up as he was unmarked. Bellinger in the pivot spot. Wanted to go back. Cleared away. Slobo comes up to put it back into the attacking third to Tony Glavin. Glavin around St. Lot. The pocket rocket. Shot. Petcher. Set. Oh, what a save by Messing. Messing saved the day. It's back to Glavin. Glavin pulled down by St. Lot. No call by Gino. I thought I heard a whistle. It was a whistle. It should have been a dangerous play call. Tony is hurt. No call, though.
Injury timeout for Tony Glavin, and Shep Messing, Joel, as he did last Friday, making the big saves at the most important times.
Petcher had him on the left side, dead to right.
There you see Tony Glavin coming forward and hitting over the inside of his right foot to Steve Petcher. And Messing had come over to mark up at the near post. His feet dragging behind him, made the save.
Catch went for the far post. He could have it over again. He'd love to just lift it up a little bit.
Right? Because Messing had committed himself as soon as he saw the ball going in that direction.
It's a drop ball. Time was called because of an injury. The Steamers keep it. Rose in front for Villa. Chilla beats him to it. Sam Vick goes back to pick it up for the Steamers with Slobo. Slobo has Carl Rose on the other side. Elects to go to Sam Vick. It's lost. Karasi keeps it there. Keogh keeps it alive. Villa. Oh, Villa could have gotten it to Ebert. We've got a call. A 2-minute penalty coming up to the New York Arrows. Gene Spinneser goes into the penalty box with 1 minute and 27 seconds left in regulation. And the Steamers go on the power play.
A golden opportunity to equalize with 1:27 remaining in the contest.
Ty Keogh wanted to keep it into the attacking third. He did. He went to Greg Villa, and we'll see the penalty against Gene Streniser.
Nice work by Ty to keep the ball alive. And Greg Villa pushing the ball on to Ebert, at least attempting to do so. He's fouled from behind by Streniser. The Steamers have a power play situation with 1:27 remaining.
I don't know about you, but I thought that was an even up call myself.
Yeah, possibly. Very possibly.
Because it really didn't look like Streniser had obstructed Greg Villa that much, and it sure didn't look like a trip.
Right. Gino evening up for that call on Steve Petro, and Stan Karasi scored.
That turned the game around. The Karasi goal turned it completely around in favor of the Arrows. The Steamers, in turn, had to take chances, and that's what allowed Franz St. Lot to have so much room at the top of the box on the transition.
Exactly. Karasi, that was the 6th goal of the evening. And then St. Lot coming back and scored a 7th. And then almost instantaneously, Greg Villa getting the 6th of the evening for the Steamers. That's where it stands right now, 7-6 in this championship final.
A minute 27 seconds left in regulation. Streniser got a penalty for tripping at the 13:33 mark of the 4th, and we'll take another look.
There's Ty Keogh doing a splendid job of keeping the ball alive, just knocking it down into the Steamers' end. There's Gene Streniser coming across with a sliding tackle. I don't know, Joel. What do you think?
I question the call on Petcher, and I question this one too.
Indeed.
The steam machine on the power play. They had about a minute and a half, 2 minutes to talk it over with head coach Al Trost and Jim Rooney, the assistant coach. And now they're on the power play. It's Villa, Keogh, Glavin, Ebert, and Rose. So Glavin has been inserted into the power play in the place of Jeff Sandobri. He goes over onto the right side, and Greg Villa now switches over to the left side. Here we go. Hold on and put on your seatbelts. Glavin against Jungle. Back to Keogh. Greg Villa. Back to Ty Keogh. Villa goes to the left foot. Wants to get it in the middle and loses the ball. Carl Rose, shot save Messi.
Good shot by Carl Rose from a difficult angle, and tremendous reactions by Messi.
Open goal. Carl Rose clears. Jungle with an empty net scores. Carl gave it right back to him. Slobo was out. Jungle was there.
A sudden burst of speed by Jungle. A short-handed goal. And there you see how valuable he can be to this team. The speed, first of all, won the ball for him. He put it past the last defender. It was a splendid solo piece of work by Jungle. Unfortunately.
54 seconds left. The Steamers do still have that power play.
Indeed,
so
they do,
still is
Joe.
a ray of hope.
Oh, indeed there is. Here's Jungle. Nice burst of speed. Slobo doing the only thing he could. Coming out to cut off the angle. Now, Carl Rose cannot be faulted for the way that ball was spinning at him. The ball was spinning at him at a very odd angle as it bounced off the near boards. Carl, no time to make any hasty moves.
Carl just wanted to get it
He
out.
wanted to clear the ball, and Jungle ran right into the pass of the ball.
Well, there you saw Steve Jungle sipping on the water. He's obviously the most valuable player for the 2nd year in a row.
His 4th goal of the evening, 24th of the playoff season. As the organist cranks up in the background from The Spy Who Loves Me, nobody does it better. And for these New York Arrows, how accurate that is.
The question remains, will Steve Jungle be back with the New York Arrows next year?
As you mentioned, Joel, 54 seconds left. And for all intents and purposes, a minute. The Steamers still have the man advantage. Let's see if we can capitalize. Just a few minutes ago, we got an instantaneous goal from Greg Villa after Karasia put the Arrows on top. Let's see if we can do it again. But it must be done quickly.
Keogh in the pivot position to Greg Villa. Left foot. Villa holds on. The Steamers need to act in a hurry now. Keogh need to counter in a hurry. Shot off the plexiglass just above the crossbar. 34 seconds left. Slobo heads it to Keogh. He settles. Into the attacking third, Greg Villa. He winds up off the top of the plexiglass again, over the crossbar, off the glass, over the glass. And it's a free kick for the New York Arrows, and that could very well do it for the St. Louis Steamers in just a stellar season for the Steam Machine.
Tremendous goal. They started off beyond everyone's wildest comprehension with a tremendous start to their season. fell off with a mid-season slump, doing a lot of things. Injury, they had done so well so early. Some players became tired. Some players have played the entire season up to that point. Important injuries to the most important players.
Jungle with Kitson all by himself. Ty Keogh marks back. Slobo makes the save. 8 seconds left. Carl Rose will wind up. And that will do it for the 1981-82 Major Indoor Soccer League season.
Well, Joel Myers, the league is 4 years old, and there still remains the same champion.
I didn't think it could happen again. Just didn't think it was possible.
Nor did I. Nor did I. As you see, Coach Altros congratulate Dragan Popovich. Some of the fans coming on the field. There you see the obviously jubilant New York Arrows fans.
The fans are on the floor. It's a situation you hate to see. As you can see, Petra congratulating Steve Jungle. Our final score, the New York Arrows 8 and the St. Louis Steamers 6. We'll be right back with post-game stats. This is St. Louis Steamers Indoor Soccer.
This Bud's for everybody who puts in a hard day's work.
McDermott, a couple of depressed broadcasters, telecasters.
Indeed I am, Joe. We talked about it at the very conclusion of the game. If any team was going to do it, it was certainly the St. Louis Steamers team. Tremendous games in this final series. Tremendous stuff. Each team winning away from home, each team coming back to win at home. A splendid exhibition of indoor soccer between, clearly, the two best teams in the Major Indoor Soccer League. So a fitting end, however, an unfortunate one for our St. Louis Steamers. As you see, the players of the New York Arrows hoist their victorious coach, Don Popovich.
Bill, you want to run down the scoring in the game real quickly? Just give us the goals. It was an 8-6 final in favor of the New York Arrows. Why don't we run down those goals real quickly?
We'll do it very quickly, Joe. Steve Jungle opened the scoring, assisted by Paul Kitson in the first quarter. Then Ty Keogh equalizing for our Steamers. Again in the first quarter, Paul Kitson getting involved in the offense as he has so often all year and in this playoff season in particular. It was 2-1 at the end of the first quarter. Then Don Ebert equalizing for the Steamers just at the outset of the second quarter. Tony Glavin putting the Steamers on top. That was the Steamers' third. They were leading by a score of 3-2. Then Sam Bick scoring for the Steamers. It was 4-2 at that stage of the contest. He was assisted by John Hayes and Franz St. Lot in the waning moments of the first half, making it 4-3, 4-3 at the interval. And Steve Jungle scoring his 22nd of the playoffs. That was in the third quarter. It was 4 each at that stage. Then it became Tony Glavin with his 9th. That was 5-4 for the visiting St. Louis Steamers. Steve Jungle again getting involved, getting his 23rd. Then in the fourth quarter, Stan Karasi scoring on a man advantage situation for the home side Arrows as Steve Petra was penalized. And Franz St. Lot getting the 7th for the New York Arrows. Greg Villa coming back to get the 6th for the Steamers, 7-6 at that stage. Then Jungle, a short-handed goal, making the final 8-6 for the New York Arrows.
So once again, Bill, it was like the Steve Jungle show. There is Dan Flynn of Anheuser-Busch. Let's pick that up real quickly. The MVP announcement.
Yeah, Dan Flynn.
What a shock.
Yeah, that's a surprise. There you see Dan Flynn, a former soccer player at St. Louis University. Very close personal friend of mine, and my family grew up with Dan at St. Fulton area. Now works in the sports programming department of Anheuser-Busch, presenting the most valuable player trophy to, as we talked about, Steve Jungle, as he scored his 4 goals this evening, 24 in the playoffs, 103 goals in the season, 60 assists.
Well, that should just about do it from the Nassau County Coliseum. Bill, it's our final TV game this year. We'll be back next year, a bigger and a better year, of course, for the St. Louis Steamers in 82-83.
Only better things to come, Joe. We were a good side this year. As I talked about, we started off, what an incredible pace we set at the very outset. Fell into a mid-season decline, then came on towards the end of the season, reacting to situations when we had to against important games against very difficult opponents, namely the Denver Avalanche in the first round and the always difficult Wichita Wings. Then we get into the final series against a very competent, good side, the New York Arrows. we have to bring out their absolute utmost to beat us. Well, they did so in the final, but 5 splendid games for the St. Louis Steamers.
Stan Musial on the floor right now congratulating the MISL champions for the 4th year in a row, the New York Arrows, making the presentation now Commissioner Earl Foreman, to John Luciani and Bernie Roten, the owners of the New York Arrows. Well, Bill, I want to thank you. I had a great time this year.
Tremendous, Bill.
We're not on camera, but right now we are shaking hands because we made new friends. I did not know Bill McDermott before this year. Bill did not know myself. We got together early in the season at KDNL. We contemplated a big year for the St. Louis Steamers, but I don't think we could have ever expected such a sensational year. The Steamers just were great all year long, came back in the playoffs and showed their true grit. They had that letdown at the end of the year. Injuries were a major factor in that letdown, but the Steam Machine came back, and you got to be proud of that St. Louis Steamers bunch. So I'd like to say thank you, first of all, to the St. Louis Steamers as a team, because those guys put up with McDermott, myself all year. That's a chore in itself.
Indeed.
I want to next say thank you to Jim and Sue Marlowe, who were on the road all year long with us. Jim produced the game, Sue assisted, and just did a great job all year long, put up with a lot of belligerent attitudes from a lot of different people.
And I can only second that, Joel. Thanks, Sue and Jim, very much, and thank the entire crew at Channel 30, who took an aggressive stance in indoor soccer this year. We did 12 regular season games and did all the playoff games save one. So we applaud them for their efforts in regard to bringing soccer to the St. Louis public.
Thank you to the good people at Anheuser-Busch, who made all of these games possible right here on Channel 30. Okay, I'm ready to break down into cheers as I say the New York Arrows carry that trophy off that I sure thought the St. Louis Steamers would have.
Running the customary victory lap.
Our final score from the Nassau County Coliseum on the island in Uniondale, New York. It was the 5th and deciding game of the championship series. The New York Arrows 8, the St. Louis Steamers 6. We'll wrap it up from here at the Nassau County Coliseum. Along with Bill McDermott, this is Joel Meyers. We'll talk to you next year. Don't worry about that. We'll be back bigger and better than ever. This has been St. Louis Steamers Indoor Soccer.